Ha! I've lost the ability to play music. What the devil? Ah, oh, come on. I was all ready to be like Dancy Dance Face, but I can't because for some reason it's not the stream. What am I using? What am I using? Streamlabs is no longer letting me have, I guess, music of some sort. Editor? No, I don't need that. Themes? No. I don't see any. I don't see any soundy sound dance stuff. No, I guess it's. It got bored of trying to pitch it to me. I think it was trying to get me to buy it for the longest time. So I think maybe it's given up and gone like, this cheap bastard's not buying anything. All right. Do we have everything we need on here now? Because I will admit. Hello, K McCabe. I will admit I've done a little tweaking, shall we say. Some little, I've been playing around with some things. May or may not work. I've already been told my iron won't work. But that's half the fun, is figuring out that it won't work, isn't it? Is that the point? I don't actually have a thermometer for that. I wonder if I could use a... I feel like I had... I'm so good at putting things in boxes and then never finding them again. I think I've got one big box of crap now. A big box of crap, which is just lots of things that I've been sort of pulling apart or working on or any of that kind of stuff. And that might have it, because I feel like I feel like I had a thermometer, like a beat thermometer of some sort that I could use. Because, I'll get to this in a second. Hugs from Liverpool. Ah, they're the best kind of hugs. Thank you very much, Mandy2462. You should have worked for Biden. Yeah. It seems politicians are really good at just, like, losing those classified... Where did I put those classified documents? They're like the McKay of stuff now. I feel like, as a Democrat, you should not... I mean, I guess I would call myself a Democrat now, I suppose. I don't know. I was like a bleeding heart conservative for the longest time. But I feel like as a Democrat, you kind of got to hold yourself up to a really high standard and kind of... do that, because everything you do is going to get torn apart anyways. So, like, just got to be extra special good, if that makes sense. How are you on this fine day? Mandy2462, I am doing okay. I got to say, I'm a little glum today for some reason. I don't know what it is. One of the fun things I do with my doctor every so often is I go in and there's a bunch of meds that I have to take, for cholesterol and hiatal hernia, all sorts of stuff. I've got all sorts of... I'm an old man, for God's sake. I really am the Biden of Stargate at this point. So every so often my doc, like, I feel like it's just like for fun, goes like, you know what? Let's take you off this or put you on this instead. And we try it, and I just invariably either feel like crap or... Anyway, so the last couple of days have been horrible. Which is why I stream. Honestly, like, a part of is I get to hang out with Gimpy G and you guys and all that stuff. So, get the hernia fixed. It's a hiatal hernia. So I feel like it was, 12 years ago, whatever it was quite a complicated procedure. You have to go down your throat and have to, anyways, frankly, I'm the son of a doctor, so I say I avoid them as much as possible. You still doing tech talk with Barnacle and Ox? I mean, the hope is, I don't know what's happened with his channel. That is shocking, by the way. That some a-hole took his channel and deleted it and just, like, literally took his... It's like someone walking in and just, blowing up your comic book shop or something. Like, so all of a sudden your income is just gone. I mean, he does have Twitch and he's got other stuff, I guess. But still, it's just, the guy's struggling with so many health issues already. To have someone do that is just, I don't know. That's a problem with having like a YouTube channel where you say your mind, where you truly I mean, he's just not afraid to just let it all hang out. And I'm much more conservative. I'm much more of a coward in these ways. I don't, there's only certain things. I mean, there's some stuff I get grumpy about, but yeah, it really does suck. Anima Confuso. Hello, K McCabe. Hello, Eva Maferi. No, they got like online mugged Eva Maferi. like, so Barnacules, my friend Barnacules had his channel like deleted on YouTube, and he had like 1 million subscribers and stuff. So I had one in my belly button. Should I ask what that's about? I feel like I've come in on a private conversation I shouldn't have. Oh no, hernias are different than a hiatal hernia, I believe. Hernia is like some kind of like a muscle thing, isn't it? Isn't it like a muscle comes popping through where it's not supposed to? This is like a stomach lining thing. It's just, it's horrible. It's just, I just don't get older. Kids, just stay young. And now a few words on leadership. Thank you very much, amazing Tia. Yes, I'm reminded of my fabulous leadership. I have like my waiting page. Let me see. It was like starting soon page. Like, check this out. See. Oh, that's not it. It changed. What? That changed. I had my starting, my be right back or whatever scene. Was it? No, it was like my waiting scene. Where's it gone? Oh, that's really weird. So explain to me that. I don't know. Nope, it's not that. There was, for my starting soon, I had a great picture of McKay doing his thing, but I don't seem to have it up anymore. Is that a TV starting soon? There you go. See? Told you, I knew I had it somewhere. Still, I digress. Where was I? Right. Leadership. There you go. Grimsby War Games. Good evening to you. I am doing, as I said, I'm doing okay. It's like a crappy day today. And I think it's going to like winter on us. I think it's going to go full winter on us tonight, which I'm just not looking forward to. It's OBS, yes. Miss Lentz, thank you very much for subscribing yet again. 18 months. We could have had 2 children in that time. I mean, thank God we didn't, but I love you forever. Oh, well, that's amazing. Amazing, Tia. That's very, you're so easily pleased. I think you need to start setting your goals a little higher. I cannot get these glasses. You know what it is? I don't think it's the glasses. I think it's my freaky face. It's like, look, it's something about, the glasses are never straight on my face. All right. You got this, David. Yeah, I got it. That's right. Randy the Magic Man. Next week, Tuesday, Randy the Magic Man is going to be in here, and he's going to be telling us all about escape rooms, how he designs escape rooms. And I'll probably ask him about dungeon mastering as well, because the guy's got 2 of the coolest jobs in the world. He designs and runs escape rooms, and he's a dungeon master. And people pay him for both of those things. I basically do the same thing for myself at home, and no one pays me. Joseph, what do you got here? Hey, David, a while back we talked about the SGA screens that on a laptop. I'm sorry I had family problems. I had to deal with it, but I have a surprise for you in a week. Oh, wow. Oh, Joseph, never, no one should ever apologize about not doing something, following up on something with me, because the reality is I suck at follow-up. I really do. I am just awful at it. I got a bunch of stuff I got to mail from like 2 years ago, and then I've got new stuff that I got to mail from like before Christmas, and a whole bunch of messages I got to send out. It's just ridiculous. Wolf Pop! How are you, Wolf Pop? This is kind of a Tech Bandits, I guess. Sort of, maybe. We'll see. Nerdin! Or Nerdin. Are you Nerdin? Thank you for your subscription. That's very kind of you. I'm actually doing really, really good. Well, good. Well, Wolf Pup, you got to do good for both of us, because I'm not. That's not such a good day for me today. I don't know what it is. I'm just in a mood. James R. Gurney, blessed professor and doctor of the soul. I might get my coin next Christmas now. Only 3 years late. Is it 3 years late? Or is it just, a fantastic, wonderful marketing buildup for it? Yes, James R. Gurney. I do owe him a coin. Do people know what I'm talking about? I should show you the coin, shouldn't I? I have one. There was one kicking around. I know because I almost set it on fire the other day. It's hard to set a coin on fire, but I did. There it is. Let's see. There we go. Why did that? Oh, I see. We're talking about these things. So I made these gorgeous little coins using the brilliant Jack Jasper's designs. So there's the... Oh, God, it's having a really hard time focusing on it because it's so beautiful. And then on the other side, I have the Tech Bandits logo. But it's thanks to Jack Jasper, It's got this wonderful sort of Stargate chevron behind it. And then thanks to the brilliant folks at, I can't remember the name of the company now, but I'll look them up. There's a geocaching company that makes little sort of treats for geocachers, and they do these little coins. And what were they called? Land Sharks, I think they were called. And one of the designers there was a Stargate nerd, and she brilliantly put a little like Stargate all around the outside of the thing. So it's just, they're the most gorgeous coins. And my plan was to sell them, or at the very least, send them to my friend James Gurney. That was 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? No. How long ago has it been now, James? Yes, that's what I'm doing, James. I'm rubbing it in for you right now. So here's what I'm thinking about doing today. Call me crazy, but this is my evil plan. Judiciously, hello. Sarah Owen, hello. Sarah Owen, you haven't seen the coins before? I should just have them dangling. I should have them rotating in a video at the corner of the frame. That's how we'll make all of our money for 2023. I got to make some money in 2023. Like, it's really funny. Like, I've had two of my favorite jobs in the last year. Sea and Cabinet of Curiosities, but they both filmed. We finished filming in like March or something, and I really haven't done anything since. And I've been really horribly picky and said no to all these episodic things. I don't want to do like a day on a show. I gotta meet new people and just, you're like the new kid all the time. Anyways. So I've been really picky, and all of a sudden I'm like, I gotta figure something out because I gotta start earning some money. But anyways, maybe this is it. This is how not only Tech Bandits gets funded, but I get funded as well. All my terrible tech addictions. So to give you an example of just how bad it's got, I'm not whining. I'm really not. I'm sort of joking, but quite wisely, my financially and fiscally responsible wife Jane has cut off my Amazon access. Now, I could get around it because I'm a genius, but the reality is, if I get around it, I also might get around my marriage as well. So so I've sort of been told I'm not allowed to buy any more Amazon stuff because I buy too much stuff. So one of the things I did the other day was I was talking with Lord Chunky, who was over here doing some capacitor modding, which, let me tell you, that is a rabbit hole. Holy mother of modding. That is like, I'm learning about how computers work, how GPUs work. I'm learning all the little, like I knew from a 500-foot level how things worked, and I've always been fascinated by how the hardware works in a computer. But this is next level stuff. I mean, this guy's literally soldering capacitors to GPUs to make them run faster. And I'm like, I don't know what you're doing in my basement, but I know that your parents sent you to my basement because they don't want you to burn their house down. So they figured, Hewlett's always burning his house down. Just send Lord Chunky over there and he can work there. But so one of the things I was sort of eyeing, I think I was talking to Malventano about this. Yeah, it was Malventano I was talking about. Was this, these beautiful, I can't remember what they're called. Like, are they infrared? No, they're not. Are they infrared? I guess they are infrared plates that you put these circuit boards on, and they heat up and they melt the solder, and you can, it's magic. And then I was walking home the other day, and I found an iron, like an ironing iron, like for clothes and shit. And so I brought it home. Now I actually recorded it yesterday on this setup that I have. Wait, let me show you the setup. Woo, wait a sec. Watch this. What's that? What's that, you say? An empty room? How can it be? Okay, wait a sec. So that's my empty room. But watch this. Okay, wait a sec. Watch this. Okay, so this is me here. This is me here. Can I bring the other one in at the same time, maybe? Oh, can I? What if I do this? Oh, there you go. Okay. All right. So here I am. Here at Big Face David right here. Here you go. Big Face David. Hello, I'm a big face. And now I drag my microphone over this way, hopefully without disconnecting it, because I do that a lot too. Like I said, without disconnecting. God damn it. Come on. Something go right today. It's one of those days. Okay, so drag the mic over there so you can sort of hear. And then I wander over here. And lo and behold, we've got like another studio. And check this out. I got buttons over here. So watch this. Oh, let's mix it up a little. Let's go like to this. Look, now I've got, what is that? Now I got an overhead. I got an overhead shot there. I've got a roaming squirrel cam, as I call it, which is just this one right here. I've got, what is this? Overhead hanging squirrel cam. Oh, look at that. Here we can look, where is it? Where's my, it's looking the wrong way. Do this. Okay, here you go. Look, oh, look at that. There you go. Overhead. Why is it red? What is that? What's it looking at? I can't see what's going on. I'm so old. I think I'm going blind. Why can't you see that? Why can't you see that? Okay, so this is the, let's see if I can have the right place for this. Oh, I see. It's too thin. You're not really seeing because it's too thin. I'm going to throw some light on. But so I've got like this little studio, this little like sort of DIY studio that I got going, which is kind of cool. Now the question is, how bad is the sound? When I'm over here, how bad is the sound is the question. Right? Like, is that going to be enough? I started setting up this microphone, but then I was like, wait a second. I started switching microphones during the stream. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Anyways, but that is so that's an overhead cam, so you can actually see what I'm doing. This is what remains of the iron that I picked up. So I picked up this iron. I then made the mistake, and I got footage of all of this. I then made the mistake of using my Dremel to cut off the plastic and the bottom layer of this iron, and it's the most toxic stuff. It gets everywhere. It smells disgusting. Luckily I had a mask on, so I didn't breathe it in, but it's just toxic. Yeah, but I did that, and so I'd set up this whole thing so I could just go like, oh, can we watch Chrome from the... That doesn't really work much. I can actually have like a Chrome tab open on here. I've got... So I've just got a bunch of different camera setups, which what I'll do is I'll maximize it when I get over there. But let me find out how bad the sound is when I'm that far back. So how awful is the sound when I was back like that? Maybe use a lapel mic. Yeah. The problem with that is it's cabled. And I end up like tripping over the whole thing. But how bad it's less loud, but is it loud enough? I just started watching your streams because I'm a huge Stargate fan of McKay. I was so pleasantly surprised how fun and brilliant you are just being yourself as well. Ha! Woohoo, it's Gene! I like your moxie. I like the way you think. Let me turn this off. But anyways, so I just thought it was kind of cool. So I've got like this little sort of like unboxing. That's what I was gonna do. I've got like an unboxing setup basically because I want to unbox. Not that bad. Kind of sounds like a webcam mic. Oh, does it? Oh. Yeah. I bought the Rode wireless mics for streaming in the lab. They are great. Are they? I wasn't sure. They're like the little boxy ones that you clip on. Is that what you're talking about, James? And they worked well? So you just have that on you. But how long do they last for? Like for streaming, are they going to last like 15, 20 minutes? However long I stream for? Excuse me. Don't you even have a setting where they capture the sound on the mic? My Quadcast has that setting. Yeah, I do somewhere on here. I think there is a setting somewhere. Oh, look at that. Oh, wait a second. No, so right now it's getting it from everywhere. So it should really be, technically, that's what it should be set at for us right now. Oh, hey Gormy, thank you very much. Or hey Gorma. You subscribed. Holy cow, you showed up, you subscribed. Rode and DJI will last 10 to 15 hours. Oh, I'm in. But I'm not allowed to go on Amazon. I'm not allowed to buy things on Amazon. That's the problem. Yeah, I think they last like 8 hours. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so I tempted you with the freaking coins, and now you're tempting me with my damn Rode mics. Let me guess. The University of Georgia was happy to pay for that because it's part of your phage lab, isn't it? James R. Gurney, by the way, you should go follow him. Much smarter than I. Well, much smarter than most of us. But he's got his own phage lab. And if you don't know what a phage is, I will attempt to tell you. But I'll probably butcher it. But basically, a phage is a virus that attacks bacteria. They're fantastic for things like, I guess, antibiotic-resistant bacteria, I guess, could be attacked by these phages and things like that. So, when you come visit, I'll show you them. No, I paid out of pocket. What? Why, James? Come on, dude. You got to get better at this. You got to get better at this for sure. Because you could use those in the lab. That's the whole point. Woohoo, Gene. It's Gene is now subscribing too. What is going on? Did somebody get gift cards for Christmas or something? This is great. Thank you. And Kung Fu Monkeys, but they've only got one arm, just so you know. The Kung Fu Monkeys, because I don't remember what happened, but something happened to Kung Fu Monkey's left arm, and it was not good. Wow, Red Barn Games subscribed? Holy cow, this is fantastic. Joseph Krezempis, kind of cool name. I sub as well just now. Oh, thank you, Joseph. Well, thank you very much. I'm terrible at keeping track of them, by the way. This is where Cal gets mad at me because I'm just never good at keeping track. Cal's probably asleep, by the way. It's her birthday, so, you know. Did she say anything about shopping at the office supply store? Trust me, Zumwalia. I'm like, where can I spend PayPal money? Because PayPal money, she only checks on the PayPal every 6 months or so. But then I feel like I'm being a conniving, horrible husband, and I should be, buying her, I don't know, flowers or something instead of my own stuff. Anyways, let me do this little unboxing thing because I think this will be fun. I'm very, very excited about this. So this is one of the coolest people I've met is a fellow by the name of David Ishii. Used to work in the oil industry. He got into bioengineering through the sort of the biohacking community in regards to trying to fix a problem with the dogs that he breeds. And he actually found out that Dalmatians have this horrible genetic disease that can be fixed, but that the Dalmatian Owners Society doesn't want it to be fixed because that would make it then it would be like a genetically engineered Dalmatian. Anyways, point being is he's a bloody genius. He's just this absolutely lovely guy. Anyways, he is one of the people who works at the Odin now, which is this wonderful sort of collective of amateur. I guess they're amateur. That is what we would call it. Renegade bioengineers. James Gurney's just basically shaking right now as I talk about it. Wow, Hype Trader, what? Kwikieski, thank you very much. Kwikieski, that's very nice of you. Red Barn Games says, will you be using your overhead setup for other tech funnery? Example, 3D printing. Damn right. And Bromium. Thank you very much, Bromium 2048. Jesus, everyone's just hopping on the whole hype train today. So it's just going to be an entire stream of me saying thank you and feeling thoroughly unworthy of this. What was I going to say? Right. So yes, I will be doing some overhead stuff. I'm hoping to use it more often because I find myself, I got an all-time record shattered. Really? For what? I think there was some kind of a derailing of a hype train, apparently. Wormhole 42, thank you very much. All-time record. What does that mean, Wolf Pup? MCR Blink. Hello, Mr. Hewlett. Any top secret talk about a possible Stargate show? Oh, man. What is this anonymous gifter? What? Holy crap. I knew I liked those anonymous folks. Thank you very much. I'm feeling a bit seriously, you don't have to do this. Thank you very much. I'm just geeking out, but thank you. Wow. Yeah, someone's being very, very kind, but thank you very, very much. So one of the things that happens tomorrow is that the student council at this community center, this fabulous community center that Baz volunteers at, originally because he had to, because he had no choice. So my son had to volunteer at this, he had to find volunteer hours in order to get through high school. And so he found this community center, which he sort of originally, I think, begrudgingly went to. Once he got there, though, he was completely taken with it. And this wonderful guy, Hussein, who runs the place, really inspired him, in a way that, no parent can. And it's just a great place. Joseph, thank you very, very much. Holy cow. It's just this, I was just so taken with the idea that there's this place in the world where teenagers can go and hang out in a healthy sort of environment where they can learn stuff. And anyways, he ended up mentioning to them that I like 3D printing and a lot of nerdy stuff, and they said that they thought 3D printing would be kind of fun to have at the center. And I said, well, then let me donate. That's what Tech Bandits is all about, right? This is all in the hopes that I can just keep playing with things and it not making my family broke in the process. So basically, I said, look, I'll bring my 3D printer or printers in, and I'll just leave them. The kids can play with them when they want to, type thing. But my son sat me down with this guy and pitched Tech Bandits, like just full on pitched it. Like, I just stood there, and I swear to God, I was kind of verklempt. I had my mask on, but my eyes were getting a little teary, and my son is saying wonderful things about me. And basically, the guy says, well, give me some ideas for what we can do, and I'll run them by the student council, and we'll see. So I put together this little pitch, and I put together 5 different things we could do, including, laser vibrometers and spiders, some acting classes, not acting classes, but like some filmmaking classes, like actual filmmaking. Acting classes, boring. But I mean, like, actually some scene stuff where we would take scenes from their favorite shows, and then we'd record them and just try them out and try different styles of shooting and just what you could do. Just get them excited about film, like I got excited about film when I was their age. So there's that. There was, God, I didn't remember what the other ones were now. Oh, trash banditry, basically taking stuff apart. We'll not be taking apart an iron, by the way, because that'll just kill all of them with horrible toxic fumes, and they'll burn themselves like I did. So there's tech banditry, and also some assistive gaming stuff, which should be really fun, where we take things like these Xbox controllers. Thankfully, Sony's finally come up with their own 15 years later. But these assistive controllers allow you to play games. And one of the ways of playing the games with these controllers is you can split up the commands. So you can have, instead of like one guy with a controller, you could split up all of those commands amongst 5 kids. And they all have to work together to control one controller and play a game. And I've just found it's a great way of getting them excited about assistive tech, and also sort of teaching them about, everyone getting along. Speaking as someone who's obviously got great leadership skills, I felt that it was a good way to teach leadership. Anyways, so the whole point of this was, why do I do this? Was I was talking about David Ishii and the Odin. Did I mention ADHD? Did I mention that as part of the stream? Yeah, there you go. So one of the many things that I'm excited about and that I'd like the kids to get into is biotech, because I just think it's obviously going to be a big part of the future, like AI and robotics and all sorts of stuff. But biotech, I just think, is something that just seems kind of like over here. And the reality is that there's a lot of stuff they could be learning, a lot of basics and a lot of excitement they could be getting now about this stuff. Certainly, I'm getting that. So David Ishii and the wonderful folks at the Odin, which is run by Joe Zahner, fantastic guy. Just amazing, extraordinary, kind of like weird, wonderful science folks. So I've got this plant engineering kit. And I just thought I'd open it up and just have a look and see what's in it, because I want to save it, because they're doing these free classes. Have I missed them? I hope I haven't missed them. Shoot, they're in my book. But anyways, there's some free plant engineering courses, and I've now got the kit so I can follow along and actually do this stuff. So instead of like cross-pollinating things, you're actually, well, we'll find out how we're doing, because we're going to open the kit now. So let me go see if I can drag open this other box here. So here you go. I'm going to go full screen with the other camera. I'm going to drag this over here. This is the microphone I'm screaming about. Here we go. There we go. Going over here. There we go. And then after I've done this, I will hop on Discord and talk to Five Pup and hopefully Gimpy G as well. All right, so I'm over here. Hello, over here. I'm so excited about this. It's like having your own little community television show right here. Okay, so let's go to the roaming squirrel cam. That's just me. Okay, so over here, I've got a couple of deliveries. One of them is the bioengineering course right here. So I'll pop that in the center. I'll move the iron. Just get that. Yeah, I'll move the microphone. Okay, I'll move the iron. And then I will go to the overhead little squirrel. How's that? How does that work? That's pretty good? Okay. Yeah, so there you go. So now everyone can not see where I live. I squiggled it out. For once in my life, I didn't dox myself, sort of. So let me get the iron out of the way. I don't know what that is. What's that? All right, okay. So I've got some stuff to unpack here. How are we sounding? I can't really see the screen, but do we sound not horrible? Can't hear you well. Damn it. All right, let me see if I can do this. Is it possible? Do I have enough cable? Let's see if I've got enough cable to do this. If I disconnect, I apologize. What is that? That's not. I don't think I need that. He says, hopefully. All right, if I take this out of here. Cool. Will that move over there? Oh, look at that. So I can just do this. Okay, let's see if I can do this. All right, I'm going to take this off here. Oh, man almighty. God, that's not tight. Okay. If I pop it over here. Don't worry. I'm still with you. I'm just moving the microphone. Okay. Oh, I don't want to crush my little ZPMs. Okay, here we go. Here we go. That was not a euphemism. Let me see. All right, let's do this. Stop. All right, try this. Try this. See if this is gonna work. Okay, so I'm back. How's that for sound? A little better for sound? Oh, I can see. Ah, yes. Look at that. Okay. All right. So, well, that's kind of gonna work. In an ideal world, I think I'd get a giant arm, like a real radio arm. Okay, except I now have to look. I don't know where to look now. God, it's so hard to. Let's go. There was a nice wide shot too. I kind of like the wide shot as well. Let's get that as well. Let's see if we can do that. Do that as well. Okay. And move that on top. Make that smaller. Okay. Is that going to cover up too much stuff? We'll see. So I've just got to keep in mind, if you want to see what's going on, I want to be like there. Okay. All right. So here we go. Unboxing time. I have a knife. Damn it. Do I have a knife in here? I have scissors. Good enough. Scissors. Okay. So this is from the Odin. This is their. I don't even know if this is out yet. I think it was. They were talking about like beta-ing this or something. So I'm going here, opening this. There we go. I have no idea what's in here, so I'm kind of very curious. Okay, do this without hitting everything. And you should get like it's almost like an ASMR like sound too, because you're gonna get all the sound of you opening the bottle. Look at that. Where's the best place for it? Like there. That's the best place for it? Really? Okay, I'm gonna move the mic over here. Let's try this. Let's see if I can break in the process. Okay, so. A little better? Okay, so I literally don't know what I've got here. Okay, so some kind of a box. Oh, is that a plant? Is there a plant in there? Wait a sec. I hope it's okay to open this. I feel like I don't even know what's... This poor little plant. It's sitting in a box, is that right? Is that a plant? Or is it a salad? Is it a salad? Is it my salad for lunch? Oh, no, we've got the plant right here. Look at that. It comes with a plant. Okay, great. That probably makes sense if you're doing genetic engineering with plants. So this, I have no idea what this is, but there is a plant in here. In fact, it's dropping dirt as we speak. I wonder if I should take it out of the box. I feel like I probably should. The poor thing is probably like, hey, dude, I'm not supposed to be in a box. I'm a plant. Okay, let's just undo this here. If there is a way. If there's a will, there's a way. There we go. Let's just get this right here. You can see what's going on. I'm just going to put this here. There we go. Okay. And there is our lush-looking plant. I don't know what plant it is. It smells very fresh. And it's even a little damp. Wow, so it's obviously doing okay. There you go. So there's our, if you can see that, there's our little plant. Not that little, like it looks, it's a big, healthy looking plant. Okay, great. What's next? I got dirt everywhere. Okay, this is the first little package. Let's see what we got here. I got to remember to do this properly. So if I can cut this, let's see here then. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm just tearing. It's like Christmas. Okay, what do we got here? We've got store in fridge at 4 degrees upon arrival. Okay, store in fridge upon arrival for long-term storage. Okay, what is it? It is agrobacterium. Agrobacterium. Sterile water. Ooh, what's this? Nicotina tabacum seeds. Injection media concentrate. Okay. All right, that's going in the fridge right now. Don't even try to distract me. I'm going to the fridge. I happen to have a little fridge down here for just this purpose. Here we go. Okay, as per instructed, it's in the fridge. I've got some instructions here too. Look at that. Oh, pages of instructions. Woohoo! I've always loved manuals. I don't know why, but I've always loved my manuals. Okay, here we go. There you go, plant engineering. Here you go. I guess I'm gonna make the green go red. Wow. Okay, great. It's being constantly up. I love their notes too, because they're pretty meticulous in how they do this, and they're constantly iterating it as well. So there you go, plant engineering kit, right there. Where can I put that? Put that right like that. Let's see what I'm doing now. Sort of. Okay. What else have we got? So that's all of those. Make sure there's nothing else in there. Nope. It's like the envelope. You want to make sure there's no money in there, no cash. Oh, by the way, there is no cash involved in this. This is just them being wonderful sort of bioengineering friends and sending me stuff because I do things like go to their... I spend money in other ways, I think. Okay, got some gloves. Oh, I always love my test tubes. I got the test tubes. Here you go. We got the test tubes. Better view there, maybe. There you go. It's a hard part to find the right place for these. No? How about this? No? How about that? No? That way. So there you go. So I got a bunch of different tubes. These are tubes for measuring, I guess. As documented. I'll put those over here. Okay, what else have I got? Oh, see, for James Gurney is like going like, whatever. I use this stuff all the time. But for me, it's really exciting because I don't get to do this that much. So this is, these are little pipette tips. So you get the pipette, you go, you know that thing where you go like, and then you put the little drops of what you need, exactly the amount that you need in there. So I got the little pipette tips there. And look at that. Not to be outdone, there is the actual pipette. So the pipette, the tips just stick on the top of those. Where are you? Going over here. So there you go. So those tips just stick on the end there, and you just go, and you can take exactly the right amount. Make sure that's working. What else have I got? This thing. Oh, all right. I know this. These are the little bottles. My wife keeps stealing these. My wife keeps stealing these bottles and putting milk in them so that she's got a little milk. She's got a little milk upstairs in our bedroom so that when she makes tea in the morning, she's got the little milk. So I got to hide that from her. Otherwise, I'll have to go to Amazon and buy more. Oh, what's that? Oh, okay. So that looks like those little, I guess that's where you put the seeds. You put the seeds, I guess, on these and let them grow. Okay. So I don't know. I have no idea how this works. I don't know how any of this works. Ooh, needles. Yeah. Little tiny syringes without the needles. Just the syringes. All right, there you go. There you go. I'm assuming I'm not injecting myself. I'm assuming I'm injecting plant stuff. I've got some potting soil. There we go. I've got my little bag of potting soil. I've got, oh yes, I got the Petri dishes. They're always fun. I did some culturing of bioluminescent bacteria a little while back, and so I had plates of these all over the basement, glowing in the dark like some creepy Disney ride. And then I've got, oh, I guess I can put my plant in that? I do that. There you go. There you go. So a little planter thing for that. And I've got a takeout tray. I know this is a takeout tray because I saved them to use them myself. But so a little takeout tray, and I've got, these are, what do we call these? James had a cool term for them. Loops. I think they were the loops. I don't know if you can see them. So there's little, yeah. So that's like you take that, you could scrape your little cultures and put them on the Petri dishes. So there you go. Okay, so I've got all the pieces. So I guess for my reading pleasure, I'll be reading this tonight, the Plant Genetic Engineering Kit. I'm so excited. I'm ridiculously excited about this. Does it have like just sort of a general what it does type thing? Oh, here you go. This experiment uses let's see if you can see it too. This experiment uses I should use my microphone properly. This experiment uses agrobacterium to genetically modify the leaves of the plant by injecting DNA. I should read it first, shouldn't I? Really? Just to get a sense of what I'm supposed to be saying. The experiment uses agrobacterium to genetically modify the leaves of the plant by injecting DNA into the cell. The agrobacterium has been modified to contain the genes CYP76AD1, DODA, and glucosyltransferase. These three genes code for enzymes that create a reaction that converts tyrosine into betalain and causes a red color. It doesn't sound that exciting, but I am very excited about it. The reality is it is very exciting because the fact that you can actually genetically modify a plant, even if it's just to make the leaves go blotchy, which, to be fair, a lot of my plants have blotchy leaves because of my terrible plant care. But okay, so that's the plan, and I will hopefully learn what all of those words mean. Poor James. James Gurney's got to be rolling over in the grave that he hasn't got yet, because he's just going like, "What are you doing? Leave the science stuff to the scientists." They just got really good instructions, though. They got a good, and they work these things out to make them as simple as possible for losers like me. And next thing you know, you got a plant with big splotches on it. So that's my hope. All right. So I wonder what a good place for that plant is. What is the plant that I get, by the way? Do we know what the plant is? Kit contents. Let's find out what the kit contents are. Here we go. There's the seed. What's the plant? Come on, what's the plant? What's the plant? What's the plant? What's the plastic tub, bag of soil, sterile tubes, measuring. Does it not say? Oh, plant, if selected. Here we go. So I've got the Nicotiana tabacum plant. So I basically got a tobacco plant. Wow, I wonder what the rules are on that. Like, I'll bet you there's rules about, technically sending tobacco across borders and things. But with ruby plasmid agrobacterium. Okay, great. So I've got a tobacco plant. Super. Come back and my son will be smoking it. All right, so there you go. That's the plant engineering kit. That is the unboxing of that. As I say, am very, very excited about this. I cannot wait to get into it. I can't believe how well that plant is doing, having sat in the dark for as long as it has. My guess is they're using the tobacco plant probably because it's quite hardy, I'm guessing, especially if losers like me are going to be playing with it. So, all right, let's go back. Let's go way back. Let's go back to our desk. Now that I've got this all, well, I should put things back, shouldn't I? So there you go. Pipettes, I love pipettes. All right, let's get everything back in here. It's all ready. So I don't lose anything. I don't think it needs to stay in that. I think it's going to be, if anyone knows anything about plants, I'm assuming it's going to be better out of here than in some little plastic container. I'm just assuming. What was that? What was that noise? Okay. Those away, put those away. The other stuff went in the fridge. That could go in the recycling. That can go in the recycling. Those are going to go back in the box so I don't lose anything. And so I don't set them on fire trying to use the iron. Okay. Now the other box, which I'm not going to open yet, but I will tease you with, is this. Need I say more? This is just the beginning. This is just the 4 canisters that hold the pancake mix. So there you go. All right. So that's going back there for other day fun. And let me go back to the desk. Okay, here we go. Does anyone have to move this again? Damn it. All right, here we go. I'm not doing it. All right. This is where we find out the entire thing is being disconnected. There you go. Well, let me just get this connected, and then I can talk to you again without it hurting. There you go. Come on, tighten up. Let's go. Oh boy, I just took a whole chunk out of my desk. Ooh, and my screen. Shoot. Careful with this damn thing. Okay. Ooh, not attached. It's not attached. Okay. There we go. Okay. Whew. Okay, I'm back. I'm back in the... Whoa! No, I'm not. What the heck am I doing? Why is that not working? Did I break it? I think I need like a heavier duty stand. This is a wimpy little stand. I'm not sure it's going to support me going back and forth all the time. Okay. There we go. I'm back. Move that out of the way. And we can go back to... Well, let's go back to me, shall we? But enough about me. What do you think about me? All right, what do we got? Turn off auto bogus. What? Turn off auto bogus. What's that? Open it. What's in the box? Ah ha ha, GPG. I think that's a pancake printer. So it's not actually a pancake printer yet. That, as I say, are the three little tubs, 4 little tubs? I don't know. A certain number of canisters that hold the various different pancake mixes. The actual unit itself, I think, is quite heavy and has not arrived yet, so it's coming. Was that the plant box? A mad scientist? Now, yeah, it was like basically a plant box mad scientist kit. Yeah, so this is from the Odin, and I should probably put a link for them because they are wonderful. I do love them. I know that that James is not entirely convinced by them all, but soon he'll really appreciate me being there to help out at the lab, right? Because I'll know something, maybe, possibly. Anyone seen Cal yet? Hi, Cal. We love you. They don't have legit syrup out here in Georgia. I'm visiting my boyfriend in real life the first time. Really? They don't have legit syrup? You got to bring maple syrup. So if you're Georgia, like you know, I think, isn't James in like University of Georgia? And James is, oh, look at that. James has added a link to their class. Fantastic. When is the class? Do we know when the class is? Audrey 2 loot box. Yeah, it's so true, isn't it? Feed me Seymour. All right, let me get into Discord so we can chat. We can do a little chitty chat. I'm going in. We've got Vibe Pup here. We've got, who else do we have? I don't see anybody now because I'm in the wrong one. Got Vibe Pup. Hey, Vibe. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm good. I just had stuff fun. Are you in the chat?
I'm in the chat now. I just forgot to turn on my headphones.
Okay.
As one does, you know. Oh, I see that. I'm so I see because I've got that light on behind. Did you check out the plant engineering kit?
Oh, I kind of zoned out. What was in it?
Basically, a tobacco plant and a way of genetically engineering it to turn the leaves red.
Oh wow, that's actually really.
It's kind of cool. I mean, like I love this stuff. I think it's going to be fascinating, and I also think that the pancake box bot just seems like a great way to get people who aren't already into 3D printing, right? I figure I'll have to design, I got to come up with some way of doing a simple Stargate that can be printed on the pancake bot. And then for the center, for the event horizon, as they call it, I could just put syrup in there. So you have a little
Why
stack.
don't you do something really uncomplex, like a potato or your head?
Nice. I guess Gimpy's in the chat.
Same thing.
Same thing. I've got the IQ of a potato. Well,
No,
I thought but a
very
Stargate
tired.
makes sense, doesn't it? Like a Stargate, like I feel like a Stargate, it's really just it's a donut, basically, right?
And each chevron should have a different kind of syrup, like boysenberry and maple.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that. I was thinking of making them small enough. See, I'm trying to, the advantage of making them big like that has a chevron space for the stuff is that my concern was I don't know how small you could get, like how much detail you could get. I don't even know how they add features to it. Like I'm assuming that it cooks parts of it more than others. Like I guess it dribbles the pattern and lets that cook for a bit, and then like I don't know how it works in the way of layers and stuff. So
wait, you don't have to flip it like a pancake?
I don't think so. Maybe you do. That's a good
now
point.
I'm confounded.
Me too. Now these are questions I hadn't thought to ask, Gimpy G. This is why we're here, to ask the important questions. Do you need to flip the pancake? I'm assuming you have to flip the pancake, right? I mean, like you can't.
I would think, unless it's got some kind of salamander kind of thing. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea.
Like a broiler over the top.
Oh, I
of
see.
it.
I see. Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess that I just love anyone who looks at a 3D printer and goes, it has a hot plate on the bottom. Hot plate. Pancakes. You know what I mean? Like that's literally, that is how invention happens in my head. It's all relates to food. So I just love that this guy has invented this thing. I love that he got all his kids excited about it, and he's constantly like sending out little pictures of, Instagram of the various different pancake creations that he's doing. 3D print the
I gotta
toast.
go see this.
Have you not seen? Oh yeah, no, I should. Well, another. There you go. Another link I should be sorting out for everyone. I'm doing it right now. Here we go.
Have you ever seen Creep Show, David?
I have. My God, I love that show.
Right. Did you ever see the little vignette of where Stephen King finds the plant meteorite?
Oh yes. Didn't they remake it? I feel like they remade it with someone, or did they just
I don't
rip
know.
it
I
off?
didn't
And
watch that one.
I think they. No,
I'm
you know what? I
thinking
think
of
they
the
just
Stephen King one.
they ripped it off. No, you know what? They ripped it off for Men in Black. I think they did the same kind of thing. Yes, yes, I do remember that.
Don't end up like that with this
That's my.
plant
Well, that would be great for social
based
media.
thing.
You know, that was like
Like you
please subscribe to help me with the
laying
medical
there,
costs, like that kind of stuff.
yeah,
That's the way to
you know,
go.
bottles of booze around you, and you're just
Yeah,
turning into one giant
giant
weed.
plant. Yeah, yeah. I remember the effects being very good in that too. In that one.
Well, it scared me, but I was little, so
Yeah, I would have been too, I guess. We're like roughly the same
well, you're
age, right?
much older than me, so you probably were okay.
I've got a good couple of years on you, I'm sure. I
At,
don't,
at least 18 months.
at least 18 months, but they were an important 18 months, I should say. Look at me
That's right.
drinking coffee out of my old lady cup. I'm using Port Marion as my, when did I ever, please. The lumberjack with the Port Marion. It's lovely.
How far
All right.
behind stream am I? Oh my goodness.
Probably huge. There's a big delay. I don't know what it is. There's always a big delay for between.
There it is. There's your
Yeah.
coffee cup I just saw.
Yeah, there you go. See, it took that long.
Ooh, that's a fancy cup right there, my friend.
Well, that's Jane and her cups of tea, right? So
Oh,
but I was like, I was so low energy today that I was like, and I just wiped out my tea mug and I poured coffee in. That's how wiped out I was. It'd be a
I
huge.
attracted the attention of your sister. Just thought you should know.
You what? What did
I
you? do?
attracted the attention of your sister on
Yeah,
Twitter.
you don't want that. Don't make eye contact. Why? Which sister?
Well,
What-
I just pointed
Kate?
out that it probably pained you tremendously to say all that nice stuff.
Oh,
about her.
that's right. That's right. You had
And
the
then
fainting.
she's like,
Yeah,
exactly what I would say.
yeah, yeah. It did pain me,
Uh,
but I felt like I had to do it for Jane.
You
They
have
have
to.
these-
You're so nice.
Well, get this. So the Canadian Screen Awards happen every year, and it's like they started calling it like the Canadian Academy Award, like the Canadian Academy Awards. You know,
Oh,
that's how they make it sound really really important. I'm going to be completely honest here, which I might get in trouble for, but I hate awards and I hate award shows, especially in the film industry, because I just don't understand how you can say that's the best actor or that's the best film or those are the best of. Well, I guess I could see saying those are the best effects, maybe. I
best
just
writing. I could see that.
I
That's
guess.
what I say.
But
Hey, David, you won an award.
did I win an award for what? Like
You should.
I just don't know how you gauge that. Like, I just don't know how you gauge that, right? I mean, like, there's like, now is that I've got background noise.
Oh, it's my sister.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. As long as it's just, I just
So
don't
she's
want,
fine.
I just don't want her sharing anything that she doesn't want shared. That's all.
Don't share things, sister,
Just,
or chat.
or
pay us
if
money
she's going to
to
use the
hear.
credit card, if she could speak clearly and loudly towards
Yes,
the microphone,
loudly.
that'd be
Pin
fantastic.
number first.
Yeah, the awards thing really bothers me. I just don't. I feel like there's probably tons of movies that just won't even get the attention because they don't have the money to promote.
Well, sure.
You know, they seem political. They seem completely political to me.
I'm no psychiatrist, but I think probably your primary worry is that Will Smith will come up and slap you and say, keep his wife's name out of your mouth.
I mean, that's a perfect
and
example.
I'm just telling you, that doesn't happen that much.
But that was a perfect example to me of just how out of touch these people are. Like, I just don't, in what world is that the right thing to do? But
I
it's
don't
not
know,
even
but
just
that's
him.
slap.
It's any of them. There's Jane was watching the Golden Globes the other day, and I was like, really? Do we have to do this? Guillermo won. I was cheering for him. I'll give him that. But
Yeah, I heard that.
yeah, he won for best animated film because of that brilliant Pinocchio thing. He's the best. I love that guy.
Nice.
I mean, I'm happy when people like that win. But at the same time, I'm like, I just
But he's a big guy. He's already the winner in money.
I just wonder how much. I mean, maybe not in that case. I mean, that film literally took him like 16 years to make. Like they've literally been filming
Holy
it for,
smoke.
oh yeah, they've been filming it for like decades. Like it's insane. Like the amount of work. I mean, you could, even if the film sucked, I say like give an award, because just the sheer amount of work and technical prowess required to make it happen. But the reality is it is also
Gotcha.
absolutely beautiful. So, you know, I won a Spacey Award. Oh, that's true. That was fun. But again, that's how yeah, whatever. Anyways, but the awards thing, again, I just find it very difficult that, oh, I've got to say, I do like the People's Choice Awards. Like, I like that kind of stuff because I feel like that's like the general audience saying, we like this movie, we're going to go and see this movie. But even then, if you don't show them the movie or show them the TV series, they're not going to vote for it, right? So,
Right.
So the CSAs, these Canadian Screen Awards, the reason why I've started posting about it is because I just found out that everyone at the CSA who can vote for these things has 25 movies to watch. So
My
that's like,
goodness, that's a lot of movies.
that's like 50 hours of your life. No one is watching 25 movies. I'm sorry. Unless you are a total super nerd. You are not
So how
watching
long do they
25
have?
Canadian films. There's just no way. I mean, long
So,
enough.
September?
Long enough.
You could do it, watch one a night, right?
You could watch them all, but I'm just saying that's just a huge thing to ask. So what are they going to do? The ones that they hear about are the ones they're going to watch, right? So I thought, well, I want to be one of those.
Sure.
I want to be one of those. I want my wife's film to be one of those films. So I thought, like, let's get the word out. Also, the fact of the matter is, it's a freaking great movie. So, you know, but again, it's a freaking great movie that doesn't have mega name stars in it and doesn't have giant special effects.
It's got Kathleen Turner, my friend. I saw that.
Kathleen freaking Turner. That's all I'm saying. Who liked it so much, she said yes without even worrying about how much she was going to get paid or anything. She's just like, I want to do this movie. How cool is that? Anyways.
Remember when she was like the what would you
Body
say?
Heat.
The
Body
femme
Heat. She was the
fatale.
femme fatale. She did that.
Yeah.
No, that it was like a nouveau noir film. Body Heat, and it was brilliant. It was it Jeff Bridges?
Oh yeah.
No, it was not Jeff Bridges. It was God, the guy who just died.
I know who you're talking about.
This is shocking.
Oh, come on,
Children
man.
of a Lesser God, which is also one of my favorite films of all time.
Ray Liotta?
Someone in chat will get it. John Hurt. Thank you very much. Go for Fluffernutt. Yeah.
John Hurt.
John Hurt.
The blonde guy. Okay, yeah.
So that was just a brilliant film. And then of course there's all the what is it called? The Romancing the Stone movies, which I loved. And
Oh yeah, I love those.
they were
Danny
just-
DeVito.
she was cool.
What's his face?
She was like
Michael
a kick-ass action star almost. I mean, like she's very cool. Anyway.
Yeah.
So the hope was that the Oscars are so pretentious. I agree with Nick. I can't watch these shows. I truly can't watch these shows. I just, they make me feel ill. Like I can't explain it any other way. Maybe it's just jealousy or maybe it's frustration. I don't know what it is, but I feel like they don't seem real. It's like watching an alien ceremony of some sort with people that aren't people, that look like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just bizarre. Anyways, that said, of course, I'll be the first guy up on stage if I get an award. First time chat, Luminate 88 says, I woke up feeling super foggy with a terrible headache or neck ache. Ooh, it's even worse. And a headache. Oh, man, both. But I forced myself to get up and clean up and take out the trash. Ladies and gentlemen, a real life hero.
That sounds like adulting.
Because you know what I would have done? I would have freaking woken up and gone, screw this, and gone right back to bed again. But I can't because I have a child.
Thinking,
yeah.
He's getting to the age where he's probably happy he didn't see you that morning.
Do you want to hear how badly I spoil my child? Can you bear it?
Okay, yeah. I can bear it. I can take it. We can take it.
Since
Right,
the
guys?
beginning of this year, I have been waking him up every morning with a decaf latte.
Oh my
I
goodness.
get up early. I make him breakfast or lunch or both in many cases. And at 7:30 when he needs to get up, I come up and I take the coffee and I waft the smell of coffee into his nose. Gently waft it.
Wow.
And then I go, it's your barista wake up. And then he doesn't move. And I go, get the fuck out of bed. And then I give him the coffee or I throw it on him, in places that won't visibly scar. So there you go.
do you dress up like Tim Curry from Home Alone too?
I probably should. Yes. I came in my best Ultraman outfit, full rubber suit. We went to see Ultraman last night, the new Shin Ultraman. The new film, and we got there and we went to the TIFF Lightbox to watch it. They couldn't get it to work, so they sent us all home. I was like, and I had this. We went for dinner first at the restaurant at the TIFF, right, which is not cheap. It's freaking expensive. I was like, I can't buy it from Amazon, but we could eat Cornish hen. Come on. So I had these little, I had this little Cornish hen, and suddenly one of the kids went, "We've got 6 minutes," and I'm like, like just trying to shove Cornish hens into my mouth. And then we get out there, and they're like, "Oh no, it's delayed." So we're like, "Delayed?" I'm like, I got heartburn already because I'm like shoving stuff down as fast as I could.
Right. I bet you didn't care they had bones. You just like crunch, crunch.
No, there were no bones. They deboned them. That's how fancy it was.
And a little tiny Cornish hen, they deboned it?
I think so. They were like these flat pieces of chicken, and I think they took all the little bones out because I didn't. That or I was so hungry, I just ate it.
You just didn't notice?
I'm not eating it anymore.
They probably think rich people aren't responsible enough to have bones in their food.
It's true. They just, there's too many lawsuits. Ivance Belton raises a good point. Is that how I apologize for Ivance Bellin. I apologize for butchering your name. It says, man, digital projection sometimes is BS. And that is a really interesting point because we have now moved from projectionists who used to know and love the film process and they would load the reels and they'd have to splice the reels if they got burnt or cut or anything.
And they had to switch right in the middle of the movie at a cut scene.
Yeah, they had to get all ready.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was work. And they had to know their stuff. These were highly trained people. And then as the technology got better and better and better, they became even more highly trained until it went fully digital. And then there's just like press play, which I don't think it's as simple as that. But obviously it can't be as simple as that because they couldn't. But as Ivance says, like, something went wrong, so they didn't know what to do. So they literally canceled our Ultraman thing. I'm like, well, that sucks.
Well, isn't it just a matter of, are they having to download it?
I literally don't know what they were doing.
Disc?
I literally don't know. I'm assuming it's some kind of a digital process, or unless they used to have these big, ridiculously sort of like armored digital hard drives. I don't know what other hard drives you'd have, but and they used to have these big chunky drives that would get delivered, and you would put them in your system, and they'd have to be like. You'd have to because they're so terrified someone's going to rip them off, right? So the reason why they all screwed up basically is because the film companies are so terrified that someone's going to pirate their film, even though it's going to get pirated as soon as they go digital anyway. So
right.
We did get our money back. We're debating if there's another time and place we can go and see it because it's Ultraman, for God's sake.
Now
Truly
you didn't
some of the worst
break
effects.
into the place and put your hands up and say, "I am David Hewlett and have been in movies.
I play a genius on television. I'll solve this problem." Yeah,
exactly.
I didn't do
Got my
that.
head full.
I felt I'd get in trouble for that. So, did you get my nerdy? Did you get my nerdy discords about all the things I've discovered that are wrong with trying to use assistive tech on the iPad? I sent a bunch of image captures of things that were ticking me off.
I sent you some third-party stuff I found.
Oh, cool. Okay. There's just things so for the longest time, I couldn't. Oh, here's something else I've done. I've gone back to my notebook. I have been trying to go all digital.
Made out of paper?
I got a paper notebook that I'm using again. Right? Oh, which reminds me, I've got to find that stamp. I have a stamp that says "Top Secret" from the desk of Rodney McKay, which I like using.
Nice.
I've just found that writing the notes down has helped, partially because one of the things I've been looking up is all about GPU overclocking. Because Jesus Christ, that Lord Chunky guy, he knows his stuff. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I got to catch up.
Yeah,
I got that kid into this stuff, and now I don't know what he's talking about. Is that what happens when you get older? They do that. God, that sucks.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things that came up. The biggest one the biggest one that threw me off was in the setup, I had sound recognition on, right? So I had something that was going to alert me when it heard certain sounds. Well, it doesn't tell you anything. You turn on voice control and up comes the little, the little lovely little blue microphone, and you start trying to talk to it, and then it goes back to sleep again. And that happened.
Okay, you pointed that out.
Yeah. It went on for hours. I couldn't figure out what it was. And eventually, slowly working my way through everything in the accessibility section, and then exiting the accessibility section and going to the audio and video section, I found that this sound recognition was on. I thought, I wonder if that's got something to do with it. And I turned it off, and sure enough, it worked fine. But again, something that I feel that people who are trying to use this thing should probably be aware of, right?
Well, or it shouldn't be a thing.
I mean, I can see the difficulty. Like, they're trying to use a microphone for 10 different things. I mean, I get that there's going to be issues. So
I'm going to buy the Able switch. I don't know if you remember, but it's like $260, and you can plug 2 physical switches into it and see if that works better. Because I don't know. I was thinking last night.
You don't have the Xbox adaptive?
I do, but you never got it to work.
No, well, the switches work fine.
Well, no, I mean as clickers for the head mouse.
Oh, the switches work fine. The head mouse doesn't. we haven't figured that out yet. Yeah, but once as a trigger, they're great. They work every single time.
So it does work. Okay.
Like the whole reason why I was using voice control and the whole reason why I started using the assistive thing, the adaptive controller, was because I thought we need a physical switch. This is nuts, right?
Right.
And it registers it right away. It just once it's connected. Again, you got the whole Bluetooth connection thing as well, which is kind of a pain. Do these?
Whoa, he's got a tornado warning.
What?
Have fun, James.
Oh, Jesus! Seriously?
Don't let the house land on you again.
Well, don't forget to set it on fire first, James.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay safe, James R. Gurney. Jesus. He's got it all happening
for a tornado to get to him.
It's possible. Maybe it's, could it be karma, James? Could it be? I'm just saying. Yeah.
He's gone. He's pushing women down the hallway.
He's probably saving children as we speak, and a small cat from a tree. Real life hero, that James R. Gurney. It's true. But boy, you got Cal's attention. All of a sudden, Cal's like, "Oh, James, stay safe." If I had a tornado warning, Cal would be like, "You should go outside and film it.
Take pictures."
That's what she'd say to me, just so you know.
I heard there's a squirrel out there.
We have a winter storm warning coming, I think. We don't know. I didn't read
We had like 2 inches of snow yesterday.
Did you? You've got more snow than we do.
We've got a good 9 inches on the ground right now.
Seriously? Jesus.
It just won't melt, and then it just keeps adding.
Does it get slushy and gray like it does in Toronto?
Not so far. What is that? Pollution or something?
Yeah, it sort of melts because of all the salt that they throw down, and then it gets a little warm and it gets all slushy and gross. Blah. Good night, everyone. Who am I saying good night to? I can't read that. Someone's got, talking about assistive. Is that what it is? They've got they're in pink on an orange background, and I can't read them. So, whose fault is that?
Kiwi Texi.
Kiwi Texi. Well,
they've got a diamond next to their name with a 3 on it. So
what does that mean?
That's probably, I don't know. It seems important.
They're like rich. Was 62 today with storms. Tomorrow, it's 35 with snow. Holy crap, that is bouncing around.
Oh, that's a big drop.
That is a jump. What state is Gimpy G? He's in a bad state.
Colorado.
Oh, no, what state is he in? I see, right. I want to see snow. It's been years. I'm in Florida, and I miss the change of the seasons so much. Yeah, Florida's not a good place for the changing of the seasons, I'd have to say. Unless changing the seasons means periodically catching fire and, tornadoes. And
having an alligator snag your pet.
That's true. Or even yourself or your golf ball. Yeah, it's true. The kiwi, like the fruit or bird. And kexi, Australian for cookie. Oh, Austrian for cookie, not Australian.
Oh.
Interesting.
I thought you had Kek in there like that.
It's like,
how they, in World of Warcraft, the Horde, if they go Kek, that means they said LOL.
Oh, really? Oh, see, you're too much. You're way too game nerdy than I am. I don't get that at all.
The Nick, it was Colorado.
Colorado. Changing seasons in Florida means the induction of more snowbirds. The blue-haired lady. It's true. That is true. There was a bunch of people we knew in the various places we lived who would fly out to Florida every spring. Every spring? No, every winter. Okay, let me see. There's a couple other little voiceover issues that I thought were interesting. Here's one for the voice control thing. On an iPhone, you have different levels of things to choose from sometimes. Like sometimes you're...
No.
Let me see if I can show you.
I've never touched an iPhone, or even looked at one.
No, but the iPad you've seen.
Yeah.
So let me give you an example. I know, perfect example. Discord. So in Discord, there's Discord.
Oh, yeah.
So in Discord, you have different sections that you need to do. So I need to hit that button. That button, you can't really see it. This way? That button, for some reason, doesn't have a name. It just decided not to have a name. Oh, I missed it. Shit. There you go. There's a button up there. So that button doesn't have a name for some reason. It's blank. Like when you say show names, up comes a blank screen. Like a little blank.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And that happens in a few places, including, of all things, the comma. So when you try to hit comma on the keyboard
That's what you said, yeah.
using your text, forget that. That doesn't work either. And then the other thing, the levels, what I was talking about was like, okay, let's say I want to share something. Let's say I want to share this. I should be showing you the screen. See if I can do this without. It's going to be a feat of engineering right here. Further that way. Is that right? No, further this way. Here we go. Okay.
Our chat is great. You know that? They talk to each other.
No, I know. It's great.
And they're friends and stuff.
It's like one of my favorite parts of this is that it's not up to us. Everyone else has I don't have to be friends with people. Everyone else can be friends with each other. We're the loser. We just have each other. They've got everybody. I
like them. But yeah.
Now, if I want to swipe, so I swipe left, I swipe right, I go up, no, it's not working. This is not a good one. There you go. So here, if you can see this, I'm swiping in the middle. So that I want to swipe up and down for that. What if I want to swipe over here? Right? With my finger, I just jab it with my big fat finger and I scroll up and down. When you're trying to do voice command, how do you scroll? How do you distinguish between trying to get it to scroll there or scroll there? You say swipe up, it swipes up, but you don't want to swipe up there. You want to swipe up on the other side. So it's just things that aren't there yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to catalog this litany of disasters and maybe even make a little video, possibly with you if you're interested. And we'll just send that into. Very interested. Don't you think we just send that into this support and say, here you go. Here's a few things we've seen.
Actually, I'd really like to talk to some engineers if we can get that.
But I think we could get their attention by showing them what's wrong, right? Don't you think?
Yes. No. Yes. No. If we have definite things in mind.
And I feel like video is the way to go.
I swear I saw in the video the fella saying he could paint in Procreate.
Yeah, there's got to be
I
a
don't
way of
see
doing that.
Anyway.
It sort of makes sense to be able to do it, but I just don't know how, because you'd have to select the brush, tap. You probably have to get into what I end up with. My kludgy way around a lot of stuff is to use the grid. So you say, by the way, we're talking about iPhone assistive technology here. This is iOS stuff. And the idea is can you use your iPhone or iPad just with your voice, which is what they are basically telling you can do with your voice.
Scotty P.
And with a head control thing. What's Scotty P up to? What happened?
Scotty P was a weather forecaster for 15 years.
Really?
That's a great job. You can be right 20% of the time.
Did you ever
get
get it right?
Job.
And still be
fantastic.
Successful? Yeah. I always think of that LA Stories with Steve Martin as the weather guy, and he takes a day off and pre-records because it's LA, right? It used to be just sunny every afternoon, and the one day he takes off, there's a massive storm, and I think it was Woody Harrelson who comes in and goes like, "You're fired because you screwed up the weather," and Steve Martin said, "What idiot's going to use my silly weather forecast for boating or something?" And of course, it was in fact one of the network executives. So yeah. I got a really cute book by him for Christmas. Actually, it's kind of like a graphic novel of just random thoughts and stuff. Some really cute stuff in there. Really, just funny, thoughtful.
He and Martin Short are really good together. There's some show with them in it now.
Have you not seen it?
I want to really bad. I even have it marked.
You got it. It's
But I haven't.
I mean, it's silly, but it's really fun. I mean, certainly the first season was. I don't think I watched the second season as much, but it's got some famous musician in it as well. What's her name?
Oh no, what's her face? The little chubby
She's
cute girl that went out with
brilliant.
Bieber.
She's brilliant.
I can't remember her name.
She's literally.
She was one of the Mickey Mouse girls.
Was she? Well, because she holds her own with those two. I would go so far as to say she shines as a star between those two.
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez is. I was blown away by how great she was. You know. Yeah, ice is the pain. You're so right, Mandy. Ice. I could take winter. I just can't take the sliding around the ice trying to walk a dog. It drives me nuts.
I've got a callback. Remember we were talking about Kathleen Turner?
Yes.
She was in A Man with Two Brains. She was the brain in a jar with Steve Martin.
Was she?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think I
And then
ever
she
saw
carried
that.
him. Like when they got married or something, she got a body.
Oh my God. I don't think I ever saw that movie. Weirdly, I was not a big Steve Martin fan when I was growing up because the only films he had out were like The Jerk and, you know, like it was always a wild and crazy guy. Like it was always too broad for me, if that makes sense.
Wait, you've never seen The Man with Two Brains?
I don't think so.
That's like Peter Pan's funny, bro.
No, I should watch it. I'd be curious to know how some of those hold up too now, right? Because there's I think exactly that on you have that on DVD. Yeah, no, I'm like I probably do. Three Amigos. I love Three Amigos. That was fun.
Well, see,
enjoyed that. But that was later.
Right. It is dorkier than that, but it's really funny.
All right, I'll have to check that out. I mean, I'm a huge fan of like Young Frankenstein and stuff like that. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's a fantastic movie. That's
my God, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I was really interested to hear. My son has to do a book report, so of course the first thing he does is get out of the book part, and decides to. He's going to do a movie instead. So he chose Parasite, the movie Parasite, and because he could find a script of it, and he's read the script, and he's got into this. I mean, for want of a better word, it's almost like this conspiracy theory approach to analyzing the movie, which is just fascinating. So it's basically, it's brilliant. It's like, to me, it's like one of those classic, how do you inspire children? Well, you take the conspiracy theory type approach to things and say, oh, have some fun going down the rabbit hole on that with this movie. And all you're doing is basically analyzing a film, right? You're basically studying the film and all the way it was made and what it was trying to say and all those kind of things. But if you mask it under the guise of conspiracy theory, it's kind of neat. So he was explaining how the poster was a representation of a person of a censored person, and then the white line is because most parasites are blind and they react to light. So that just little design things I'd never thought of, and it's interesting. It's interesting, anyways. Scotty P has military retirement and some disability. For what, Scotty P? What's the only work I get is either background or as a heavy. Hey, we've all got our niches. I used to play
acting.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, my niche originally was young psycho. Then I turned into
young, good-looking psycho.
Well, young, not unattractive psycho, perhaps. And then
you were the Caucasian Ricky Suave. Let's just get real.
There you go. In a psychotic way. Then I became genius outcast. And then I've now become just old, white, and inappropriate. Basically, that's where I'm at now. Which is a lot of. Again, I'm not complaining about any of these. Like, the fact of the matter is, at least you have a niche. Frankly, you know what I mean. Great. If you get roles as a heavy, then you just keep playing the heavy until someone goes like, "Hey, you should try this as well." He's 6'5", 300 pounds, and bald. A character actor
from a famous director.
You got what?
Because I got a like from a famous director. You might know him. Vincenzo?
Oh no! What have you said?
Something.
Stay away from my friends.
Okay.
I don't trust.
Okay, I'm just saying. I just said I wouldn't mind being the villain in a show.
Yeah.
If David Hewlett was my arch enemy, and he seems to like that idea. I'm just saying.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that he's very good at responding. I've got to say, Vincenzo's very good at that. The Knicks just watched Debug. I'm so sorry. You'll never get those 2 hours back again.
Debug. Is that a you show?
Yeah, it was a movie that I wrote and directed, and I hate. I
Oh,
hate.
okay. The Nick.
Yeah.
Is it good or what do you think? Here,
No,
let me see.
like they say.
Or it's not my fave, so I hadn't seen him before. It was really cool. Don't you have a bunch of the geek peeps sending
Jason was
pics?
fun. Yeah, Jason was fun. Look, like people did there's some people did a really really great job. Other people were and most of them were behind the scenes. There were some behind the scenes people who caused absolute chaos, and I hate them. Yeah, there was a lot of issues on that show, and I
Oh,
can't
my poor dude.
I can't even bear to watch it. Yeah, that's the thing. Debug wasn't too bad. Like I'd almost rather not make a movie than make a, you know, like it had.
Meh.
There was I had like all these great ideas, and the script I delivered originally was I think quite good. Like it had some fun sort of biotech computers and some neat conceptual stuff, and then it was all designed. And then so I wrote this whole thing in this very sort of like over the top sci-fi, soap opera way, and then the production company that bought it was like, no, you know what? The only
The
movies people are
suits.
watching now are the only movies that people are watching now that are horror are found footage. And I was like, what? I was like,
Oh
oh.
no, you had to make it like Blair Witch or some
Yeah, so I
shit.
was like, okay, well that could work. I was like, okay, I'm being creative. Like, this, it's about solving problems.
Oh,
So I thought, okay, great, I'll redo it and I'll make the whole thing from the computer's perspective, right? And then I got given some of this crew, one of them being a cinematographer, who wouldn't listen to a word I said and was just a dick, and just didn't read the script. So just didn't. So we literally like 4 days before we started shooting, we realized we couldn't shoot it the way it was written because this idiot wasn't doing his job. And of course he was best friends with the producer, so it was a disaster.
oh,
It wasn't just him. There was a lot of issues there, including myself. And what I learned about myself making that film was you can't approach filmmaking like a nice actor. I have always felt that making a film was about trying to work with a team and try to do everything you can to facilitate everyone's job, basically, right?
right.
You got to look out for yourself, but you also with an eye towards the project as a whole. And I made the fatal error as a director of thinking that people who did these jobs every day knew what they were talking about. And the reality is they all have their own motivations. They all have their own politics. They all
Yeah.
have their own, conniving ways. And some of them were
Can I give
lovely
you?
and were amazing. Other ones were
Yeah.
just would basically just refuse to do what we needed. And then we had people in charge who just weren't willing to do the work. So
As a disabled person, I have to get people to do stuff, right?
mm,
So I've developed tools. So like one thing you can do, like let's say you're a cinematographer, you go, okay, now let's see. I think we're gonna have to set it up this way. But of course you knew that because you're not an idiot, right? We're both smart. So you always, you do your idea, say, of course you already knew that because you're way ahead of me.
it was
That
funny.
kind of stuff.
I literally tried every bit of diplomacy until
Really?
there was active sabotage, and at which point I
Good job.
I fired him basically, or wanted to fire him.
Oh, okay. Well, you
And
didn't punch him in the throat, so that's cool.
so I wanted to fire him, but it turns out I couldn't because he was best friends with the producer, which was why he got the job.
Oh no.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on that was a pain.
Oh,
And also the other thing I
horrible.
really resent about that film was that all of the miscommunications and everything put me at odds with Jason Momoa. So we didn't talk for like over a year because of a fight we had about over a stupid misunderstanding because the people whose
I
job it was to
remember.
communicate
Yeah.
stuff didn't communicate it. So, anyways, a whole rabbit hole I don't want to go down. Point being is, I would
Oh,
not
it's fun
watch it.
though.
I would not watch it. I don't think it's as bad as I think it is, but it's not the film I wanted to make. And when you spend so much time on these things, it's so difficult. You know what I mean? But again,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
you
want
have a
to
lot.
just blame other people. I think it's very important that people do know that I understand that, you know, a huge amount of that is my own mistakes. So and I'm very aware of that.
I'm sorry, but as soon as they say the movies that are selling now, well, they didn't know that those were selling until somebody made Blair Witch.
That was my frustration. That was my frustration, was that
That's
everyone
yeah.
talked like they understood the film industry. And what I learned from Debug is that nobody freaking knows anything in the film industry.
No,
No one can say
they're
this is
just
going to work or
yeah.
that's going to work. It just, you know. But Jason was lovely, and he helped us out as much as he possibly could. You know, the cast were young and talented, and, you know, there were some miscast people for sure, because we were sort of forced into areas that we didn't want to go. And, you know, but it was a study in the nightmare of trying to take something that is in your head and turn it into a project on screen. I never want to do it again. Like, it literally put me off the whole. As much as I loved doing A Dog's Breakfast, which I could truly say every mistake in that film I can own. I can say I made that mistake, and I'll tell you why I made that mistake.
Yeah.
With Debug, I just felt like I just got let down over and over and over again by people who claimed to know what they were doing, and it drove me freaking nuts because I could see it coming. And I didn't stop it for some reason. So,
And sci-fi always has a giant budget comparatively to something like Dog's Breakfast, right?
oh my God, Dog's Breakfast was lovely because I had to pay for everything myself, so I got to make all the decisions, and that's the way to do it. That is the way to make a film. You know, that's
And
like
you just what? Yeah,
yeah, and I made mistakes.
you had to buy.
But I
Yeah,
love them. I love those mistakes because I go like, yep, I know why I made that, and I learned something from it. You know, yeah. I mean, one of the highlights of Dog's Breakfast was working with Chris Judge, because Chris Judge came in, and I knew Chris from Stargate, and I knew he was funny. I didn't know how freaking brilliant he was, and so we did a read through. And I immediately went home and wrote him another scene because I was like, we need this guy in the movie more. He's freaking brilliant.
oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. And
So you were pleasantly surprised
oh
by
my,
his wit.
wonderful.
I like that.
Absolutely wonderful. Yeah. You know, so
Who is he, by the way? Like outside of Stargate.
he is the god of war. He's literally the voice of
Dude, did
God of
you?
War.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
love him.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Absolutely amazing.
Oh, he dropped a huge speech at the Game Awards.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. He's a showman. He's funny. He's outrageous. He's terrifying. I mean, yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, if anyone wants if anyone wants to see a movie that I directed, I highly, to this day, I am still incredibly proud of A Dog's Breakfast. And it was my wife Jane and I working together, and my friends, and the crew that I was working with on Stargate. That was truly the way to make a movie. And strangely enough, we still make money on that movie. Debug, haven't made a penny. Isn't that wild?
Let me tell you, this is how cool he is. Sony agreed to give away a PlayStation every minute during his speech.
Really?
That's why I think he went so long. Like, he went long.
Yeah. I would have to say, Chris is not a man of few words.
Okay, just normally, huh?
No, he's fantastic. He can be, and he's always played someone who didn't talk much, strangely.
Like Stern.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's an absolute lovely, wonderful goof. Like, he's just, you know, he's like Jason Momoa, same thing. Jason's the same thing. Absolutely the same. You know, indeed, yes. Look, that was fantastic. What was they saying? Someone was saying about oh, yes, the thing I was using was called the Stream Deck. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's just a little, it sucks on the PC that I've got for some reason. There's something wrong with a USB cable or something. But on the Mac, it's working beautifully. I already got 120 minutes. What's the 120 minutes about? What
Already 120 minutes in.
Oh my God, we're 130 minutes in. That's bizarre. How long did
Wow.
you talk for? How long did Chris talk for at the award ceremony?
Oh, I don't know. It seemed like a really long time.
Captain Cat.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah, Captain Cat. I'd love to do another movie like that, but it was of an era. Like, it was of a time when, like, there was a crew that was working 6 months a year and having time off and getting well paid, and they wanted to do something artsy and fun in their off time. Jane wasn't wasn't working on 10 other films at the same time. That was her first film. It was a really good time for that. And I was earning Stargate money, so I could afford to take, almost, like a quarter of a season and pay for a movie with it. I mean, it was like, it was definitely worth it.
Well, that sucks that it was such a negative experience.
Yes. I think I have to learn I think I have to learn from it, if that makes sense. Like I've gone through the valley of darkness, and I've come out the other side now, and I've realized that there are things, there was one of the most enlightening and heartening things that I ever heard after Debug was Guillermo del Toro talking, and he spoke about working on a film that was soul destroying for him, and that he kept on having to make these concessions to get this film made. And it wasn't until years after that he realized that the only power you have is to say no and to walk away. But the problem is that is the last thing you think you should do, and yet it is the only power you have, if that makes sense. And as it turns out, the right thing to do in many cases is to plow on and learn from it, because generally you don't want people walking away from movies. But I just thought it was interesting that someone as brilliant and talented as that had been, maybe not in the same situation. He's obviously got way better chops than I do on that stuff. But that someone was in a similar situation with their films in the past gave me a lot of hope.
Gurney's alive.
James Gurney.
Go ahead.
I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once on the plane back from the UK. Probably one of my favorite movies of all time now. Yes, it's an amazing movie.
Yeah, but he didn't die in the tornado.
No,
I
figured that. I figured in that he's watching he's making movie reviews. I'm assuming he's probably not, he's still in Kansas.
It could be his last words.
It could be. That's his last words. Go see Everything Everywhere All at Once. You should have chosen a much shorter film if it's your last words. I love that film. I would say this. It's probably even better on a plane because it's a very long film. I felt that there were a couple of endings that it could have ended at. I was pleasantly surprised by the endings that happened after that, but at the same time, it is a long film. It'd be my one criticism of it, I would say.
All I think about on the plane is, oh God, I gotta pee. I gotta pee. I can't get to the aisles are too narrow. Dad couldn't.
Can't you get a bag or something? Is there couldn't you just? I think I'd set myself up with a pair of. Jason Momoa when he went to Burning Man, apparently he just put on Depends. Because the line after the toilet were too long, he said. So yeah, I don't know if that was true or not. He may have just been playing his pants. I don't know. Maybe he was just messing with me. He liked to mess with me.
Yeah.
Because he was as laid back and hippie as I was uptight and conservative. You know what I mean?
Wow. You learned from him. That's good.
Yeah, that's it. He's a leader among men. Remember me and watch this movie. James's last words are still continuing, it seems. I just think about walking. I don't fit well on a plane. I don't like planes. I used to love flying. It was like part of the fun of the holiday. And then I've got to a point now where yes, I get anxious. I don't like all the lineups. I don't like people butting ahead in the lineups. I don't like those I get nervous with the customs and immigrations people that I've done something wrong even when I haven't. Yeah.
Especially when you're smuggling in all those.
Oh yeah.
Well,
the tobacco plants.
That makes you nervous.
The genetically engineered tobacco plants and things. So
yeah.
I have a question for you. So yes. I got offered a convention, and I haven't done a convention in a very, very long time. But I got offered a convention in Kingston, Ontario. So it's about an hour away from me here. And the agent who represents me for that stuff, called them and said, like, look, they don't have any money and it's not a big convention, and you have to. And I was like, well, that's kind of the point. Like, I don't want to treat it like a real convention. I want to go and I want to talk about Tech Bandits, and I want to, hang out with people who want to learn cool stuff because they're doing there's like a STEM aspect to it.
Okay.
But my question, I guess, to you and to everyone else is, do you still do the signings? Like,
Does it make you money, bro? I think you need money.
it makes money, but
So,
but it also sometimes makes me uncomfortable. You know what I
well,
mean? Like when it's not organized, like when it's not, I don't mind it when it's like part of the package, if that makes sense. Like when they've whoever's running the conventions, they figure out what it's going to cost them. They figure out they
yeah,
hire all the people. They've got people who look after the photo lines, and they have people who handle all that stuff. And then you show up and you do your job, and that I'm totally comfortable with that, working within the rules and the setups that they have at these conventions. So totally fine with that. I haven't done them for a long time, but I'm totally fine with that. What I am uncomfortable with is the idea of like having my own little side business at the convention where you show up and you've got a stack of photos and you're in charge of doing all of that stuff, because I just I'm just not comfortable with it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
do you feel like you're taking advantage of the people, or you
I
just don't like the
there's
responsibility?
well, it's definitely both. But I definitely think there's a certain amount of what's it called, imposter syndrome, where you feel like, why do people? The weird thing I have about signing stuff is this: I meet you in an elevator and you say, "Hey, will you sign this?" I'm going to sign it. I'm not going to ask you for $30 or whatever they charge for these things. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not going to do that. Um,
Yeah.
but that could be in the elevator on the way home from the convention where people have been lining up to pay. You know what I mean? Like it just feels
Well,
really weird somehow.
but you think about it, they have to pay for the taxi to track you. They have to put the like the little
That's a
thing on you
rely.
that
Yeah.
yeah, so stalk you for days and then get so now you're just in one central location. It's worth the extra $30 to $60.
It's so funny because I look, I sort of get it in that there are movie stars that I would certainly line up for and get a signing for, and not just movie stars. I
See,
mean, like
not me.
there's people. You wouldn't pay for someone's signature?
I don't even understand like what about his signature is interesting.
Some
Like I really
people
don't.
some people do it from a monetary standpoint. They want to get these signatures so that they can resell them later, or they're going to go up in value when I finally get it. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
okay.
So there's a lot of like
Okay.
speculative aspects to it. For me, the point of the signature is meeting someone, looking them in the eye, saying something back and forth, sharing a little chitty chat back and forth for,
Yeah.
like, admittedly not for a long time because they can't be, signing something so they've got, so it becomes, it's a moment, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
And the fact that there's
Yeah.
money involved facilitates that moment. It allows you to get flown places you wouldn't normally go, and it not cost you money when you get there. And also, in my case and many other people's cases, I mean, if you're if you are running short
Oh,
on cash,
okay,
it's a
Captain Catherine.
great way to earn some money. Um, but
I I
but
also think you should do Cameo, but that's just me.
But the problem with the signature thing for me that I worry about is that if I do it right, like if I do the signature thing the way I would want the signature thing to be done, there's not enough time in the day to get to everyone. So you're all nice and charming with everyone for the first 50, 60 people or whatever. But then they start running out of time. They go, okay, no, you can't customize. You can't have him write names. He's just got to sign it, and it's got to be, so then people start getting rushed through. And to me, that's worse than
Oh,
not, to me, that's almost worse than not getting a signature.
no,
Does that make sense?
that does suck because that says I'm now streamlining the experience so I can make the money, but you don't get the experience.
Exactly.
That
And
I get.
And while I'm not comfortable with that, I understand that is part of the process of doing conventions when conventions are set up like that. My concern is the only reason that I want to do this convention coming up is because there is a STEM component. So there's a science, technology, engineering, I would add arts and math component to it, where we could talk about tech banditry. And maybe they're just saying that to get me in there. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But it's like part of, like, it's
You
like
think
a,
they know you that well?
Well, it's like a maker space. There's a maker space there and stuff. So I feel like
Okay.
it could be legit. Um, and also like these are my nerds. These are my fellow nerds. Like
Yeah.
I want to hang out with people who are also building things and tearing apart irons and interested in streaming and all that kind of stuff, right? But I
Yeah.
also feel like I also don't want to be a total mug by saying like, yeah, I'll sit down and sign a million things for free and whatever. You know what I mean? Like I just like because again the issue that I'm sure my agent would have with that would be like, okay, so you're gonna go do that for free. How the hell do I then charge these other companies for you to go and do it for money? So
Right.
I don't want to shoot myself in the foot for that. You know what I mean?
So I wouldn't.
Uh,
I don't know, buddy. I mean, if you
Today is
were
not
a
a good day for me to
bazillionaire,
decide
I'd
these things.
understand.
Because
Yeah.
I'm in a moody day. I'm having a moody day. So my feeling right now is just like, forget it. I'm never leaving the house. I'm just gonna stay here and stream for the rest of my life. Um,
For the rest of my life.
I don't remember what we charged last time. I think it was like $30 for a signature. Of which I guess the
Dadgummit.
the convention would take up to a certain amount until they paid back whatever the minimum guarantee. They seem to work. The way it seems to work is there's like a minimum guarantee. They'll say like, okay, come to this convention, we will pay you a minimum amount of money that we think you're going to earn. If you earn anything over it, we split it a different way, type thing, right? So the first
Okay.
up until they've paid for you, they get all of the money from everything. After that, they then start splitting it with you over and above what they've paid, if that makes sense. Um, and that could be everything. That could be anything from $5,000 to 20 grand. I mean, it depends on the convention. It depends on what they think is going to,
Yeah.
the people are going to be there. I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that there were Stargate actors. I probably shouldn't say names because I don't want to, but
Yeah.
there are
We won't say names.
Stargate actors
Sci-fi actors.
who earn $100,000+ a year doing conventions.
Holy smokes.
And I feel like an idiot for not wanting to do that, but I just don't want to do that. I don't, I say that now, maybe I will. I've always felt that this was instead of conventions to me, right? Does that make
If
sense?
we could get it, yeah, paying off, yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, like, I feel like the responsive, like, as an actor, part of the reason why you get paid well is because people are going to come up and ask you about your movie or your TV show or whatever, right? I mean, they're going to,
Yeah.
so I don't want to be resentful about that. I want to go like, yes, it was great. I got paid well. I enjoyed the process. I'm happy to talk to people about Stargate or anything else for that matter, for the most part. If you're not a dick, I'm quite happy to talk to you. But even with Gimpy G, I'm happy to talk to you too. So,
That's fantastic.
but I feel
So
like
you're already bending the rules.
I'm already bending the rules for you, Gimpy G. Already.
Thanks.
I just think that I just feel like being able to do something like this, and communicate with people on chat and all that kind of stuff, and with newsletters and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that's my outreach, if that makes sense. Because I can talk to
It
more
does.
people like this than I can at a convention.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just gonna check my.
So I sure hope people are uh like subscribing, following, and making sure they throw bits when they can. I'm
At
just
Gimpy
saying.
G.
Or David, yeah.
Or me. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yes. Eventually, I'm gonna have to prove to Jane that the Amazon is worth it at some point. Anyways, it's just interesting. It's just it's not that I don't feel comfortable with the cons. It's just that I have to be in the right mindset for it. I refuse to go to these things resentfully, because if I do,
Oh yeah.
it's going to be a bad experience for me. It's going to be a bad experience for the nerds, my fellow nerds, and it's going to be a bad experience for the people who've hired you to do it, right? So,
I've done speeches and things, for just like as an ed since I was teaching in Camp Move, it was kind of a spectacle. And I've always felt before I go, like I don't want to go. It's kind of a freak show in a way, because I'm so different that's why it's amazing, that kind of stuff. But then I never regret it once I went, and I always got out of my
No, me too.
negative brain when I got there.
Yeah, me too. I go. I mean, it sounds like you're the same as me. We're like extrovert hermits, as my friend calls me.
It's true.
You
No, it
know,
really is. It's weird.
I would much rather, in my head, I feel like I would much rather be alone at home, doing my own thing. And yet, when I actually do take the trouble to go out, and when I say that, I mean, when my wife drags me screaming and kicking out to things, I always enjoy it. I always say, we should do that more often. And she always has to
Yeah.
fight every single time for me to do it again. So, you know.
Of course,
Dragon
the
Con.
last time I did that, my sister said, "Let's go to the movies. What's the worst that could happen?"
And you got arrested.
Dragon Con, nice. I
Dragon
got,
Con
well,
is
the cops got me.
insane.
Is
It
it
is
cool?
insane. We should do a convention together.
That would be cool.
I mean, let me tell. Okay, let me. If I can, I blue sky dream for a second here.
Blue sky.
I would
None of
love
it's real.
to do Tech Bandits live at conventions. Have these kind of chats with people in
Oh,
person, with you in person, with us burning things and opening things and breaking things in person. That would be my dream convention approach. And my hope was that this thing in Kingston could be similar to something like that. In fact, maybe we could even get you on a laptop talking with us as well. Maybe you know what? They might even let us do a live Tech Bandits from the stage. That would be cool, wouldn't it?
that would be neat.
Maybe I should ask them about that.
Yeah.
Um,
And hopefully when you do that, that brings traffic back to the Twitch, and then it kind of grows like that.
that would be kind of the hope, I think, to some extent. I mean, there's just the best description I ever heard was there was this wonderful, just lovely couple who lived in the same village as my father-in-law before he died. And they used to invite him over every single week to watch Stargate Atlantis on their big TV. Because
Oh, how
he
nice.
had a little TV and it was a subscription service. And you know, my father-in-law was Welsh, and if you could save money, he would save it. Um, so he would go and they would make they were so fun nerds that they would do things like they would do experimental cooking. You know what I mean? Like they would do like, oh,
Okay.
here's the mead we brewed this weekend or whatever. So they'd have all these different things that they would try out, and they would watch the show. And early days of Stargate, I said that I felt that conventions were like a ripoff, is what I felt for people.
Okay.
I was like, and my point was exactly what I've just said about the elevator. I was like, look, I go to a restaurant, someone asks for me to sign something, I'm going to sign it. I'm not going to ask them for money for it, you know. So why would I charge them at a convention? And they got quite offended, and they said, look, we're not idiots,
Really?
and because then they're not. They were very, very, very smart IT people. And they said, we're
Did
not
they
idiots.
throw that mead right in your
They
face?
threw that burning meat in my face. That's why it looks the way it looks. And they said, look, you're not taking advantage of anybody. If I don't want your autograph, I'm not going to pay for your autograph. I don't, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they said a convention is like a wedding party. It doesn't matter what band is playing. It's just a shared experience. You're the band. Right? You know what I mean? So,
Gotcha.
and that really worked for me because they said, like, look, we'll pay the band big money to have like a big name band there for sure. But we're not there for the band. We're there to all get together and share in our love of science fiction or our love of comic books.
Nerdy stuff, yeah.
You know what I mean? And they said, so don't if people charge for photos, they charge for photos. I'm not being tricked into paying $30 for your autograph. You know what I mean? I know how this works. And
Yeah.
and part of the fun is lining up and talking to the people in line up about what they're going to say to you and, you know, that kind of stuff. So I thought that was kind of fun. Ooh, DEF CON would be freaking awesome. See, that's the thing. I'll tell you something I love doing now is going to conventions that have nothing to do with science fiction or Stargate. Like going to the Biohack the Planet convention, freaking awesome.
Okay.
Going to the Boston Robotics Convention, amazing. Like it was so much fun. And then by like day 2, someone goes, "Hey, aren't you?" And you're like, "Yeah, maybe." And then it's fun because it gets you access, and you're not again, you'll sign stuff. You're happy to sign stuff because because you're there, but you're not setting up a table and pulling up the cash register and like you're there to enjoy the robots and the robotics tech people and the lectures and stuff. I just love that stuff. So if people have cool conventions they think I should go to that aren't necessarily Stargate related, I would love to hear about them. So DEF CON is dangerous.
Well, and those cost you money to go to them, right?
Yeah, I pay to go to conventions. That's what's insane about it.
Right.
Like,
well, maybe then you could think of it as a, tit for tat thing. You go to one for the people. That way you can go to one for yourself. Or something like that. I don't know.
That's a way of looking at it. I mean, I love the Tech Bandits thing because I can say like, great, I got to shove this wad of cash in the Tech Bandits bank account, and then Jane won't bug me when I buy, better microphones or 3D printers. I really want to get a resin.
What a mean lady.
I want to get a resin printer. No, she's so smart because she knows like I've got too many things to do already. I don't need more stuff to figure out how to do. Wait a sec. I used to do DoD conventions. I regularly attend DEF CON. I know the goons. I could help you if you like. I'm in. I've always wanted to go to DEF CON. I would happily not bring my phone. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
What's that?
DEF CON is like a hackers convention. Isn't it usually in Vegas?
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think it's in Vegas, isn't it? Like that'd be great to do a Tech Bandits from DEF CON. They have things like if I've got the right convention. Have I got it right? Tell me if I'm wrong or right here. I can't really read. Is it the Knicks who said that? Who said that? Yeah, unfortunately, the orange background is really effing with my eyesight. Stupid.
Why'd that come up like that?
I think because I chose the orange. Because orange is like a Tech Bandits color. It was not well.
Like every other name is something I can't see.
I know it's not. It was not well thought out. Can I change it? I could probably change it. Can I change it? I'm sure.
Probably.
I'm in control here at GPG. I can choose. I can change it if I want to.
You have the power.
Wait a second. If I get rid of that. Oh, well, that's better except for the dark colors now.
I'll wait for it to catch up.
I just thought the orange was cool because it was,
orangey.
It was a Tech Bandits color, right? Wait, so what if I do this? What if I take the? That's not the orange. Shoot, is that the orange? No, that's not the orange. If I take
the dark. No, that's perfect. I like the black.
Oh,
that worked really nice.
Yeah,
the only thing that's hard is the deep blue. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
All right, hang on. I'm moving it. Watch this. All right, I got it. God, it's very difficult. I have to do it.
I
Tiny
went back to
steps.
orange.
Yeah, but watch this. What I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. How about that? Wait a second.
I gotta wait for a minute.
I'm waiting for
Waiting
DPG to
for
go.
it.
You're a genius. Ready?
I think I know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna like trim it so that the names are on black.
Yeah.
Or some other color, and then what they say is on a different.
White text, black
nice.
border works every time. But you see, so I've got the white text on the orange, and then the black is for the names. That's perfect. So who was I talking to? Was it the Long Pyro?
Somebody.
The Rion. Therion Pyros.
DEF CON.
Therion Pyros. Is that right? DEF CON is great, but you definitely have to be careful in the hotel Wi-Fi too. Oh no, you've got to be totally like I'm an idiot for like. I mean, the reality is like like how to make yourself a target. I mean, just for fun. But that would be fun to learn about. I've always been fascinated with that since the days of the bulletin board, going on and downloading the Cult of the Dead Cow, hacker files or whatever they were called. I had so much fun with that stuff. Can we change our color on here? Oh, possibly the Nick. It's possible you could change your color on that as well. James R. Gurney, what are you doing subscribing for? That better be coming out of the University of Georgia fund as like publicity.
Yeah. I don't think you noticed, but James Gurney said he would be your personal assistant if you went to Dragon Con.
Really?
I mean,
like I could
so
make
then you can get
James get
woken up in the morning, right?
Yeah. James Gurney is my personal assistant. I feel he's overqualified. Don't you?
Massively. Dr. Professor Gurney.
If
this coffee needs
if he were to be if he were to be my assistant at Dragon Con, maybe I could be his assistant in the lab. I'm so sorry, Mr. Gurney, Dr. Gurney. Oh God, Professor Gurney, I'm sorry, I dropped it. Oh God, how dangerous
Or
are
he
those
gives you
stages? You know,
he gives you a shot and says, "Don't worry about it. We're
you'll be
just
fine.
checking something out."
I'll just bring my tobacco plant in and find a place for it. Oh no, I've knocked over something here. Was this important? There you go. James subscribed. I
That would
know.
be fun.
You know, I think Cal is a subscriber too. Can you
Are
believe
you
that?
the modern Jerry Lewis?
I feel like I
Except
ladies.
nice?
Yeah, I basically am. You know, okay. You want to hear funny? He has a book.
Sure.
He wrote a book on directing, and I had
You
to
know he
hunt.
created technology.
Oh, I know.
But
He
go ahead.
invented the monitor. Like he talks about it in his
Yeah.
book. I remember being on set the first time I'd ever saw a monitor, by the way. I remember like walking on set and going, this must be like, it was like the Avatar of 1980. It was like, I was like, look at that, a little black and white monitor. You could see what's on the camera. Yeah. But yeah, I hunted down this book. I will never sell that book because it was impossible to find and expensive when I bought it. Yeah. But yeah, it was very interesting. And my God, that man had an ego. He was not afraid to say how great he was. Yeah.
He is the guy I would have wanted to meet just because of the Jerry Lewis telethon and stuff.
I think he was a jerk, though, wasn't he? Wasn't he like a notorious?
No, he was a total ass.
He was. Okay, all right.
But, like, okay, I came to a point where people with disabilities were giving him shit for making people with muscular dystrophy look helpless. Well, it's a telethon, duh. I mean, you don't start a telethon and go, these people do not need you. Don't worry about it. Go home. End of show. No, you got to say, yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, I thought I was just going to say that.
I just think, you say that this is difficult and more expensive than, a regular child. And we want them to stay at home and we want them to be independent. So we need to get your money to help with that. The idea that you have to call them handy capable was just bonkers to me. Considering what was, go ahead.
I was going to say the problem is as soon as you have an opinion on something, there's someone who's going to be thoroughly offended by something you've said. Just as soon as you have an opinion,
so you might as well just go with it.
I think that's it. You sort of have to just go with what you. I mean, within reason, obviously, but surely you have a choice as to how you want to be perceived yourself. I mean, right? I mean, not everyone is going to have the same opinion about that.
If I want to be perceived as a football player, though, that's going to be tough.
Maybe a football, but not about the playing part. I'm not allowed to make jokes like that.
Yes, you are.
I don't think I am.
That's what I like about you so much, dude. Like when we were talking to the Apple lady, and you didn't know that my head fell over, but I asked if you could see me, and I said because I had my nose hairs perfectly coiffed for the day,
right?
And you said yes, with braids even, like right there, no time missing. Boom.
I've also noticed that whenever we communicate back and forth with Strechay and anyone at Apple, I'm always merciless. We're merciless with each other. We're always making these terrible backhanded compliments and stuff to each other. And I think that's I mean I feel it's a term of affection when I make fun of you.
I actually brought Joe in on it. I made fun of him a little bit.
Oh, did you? Oh, good. Well, that was interesting too, though, because so one of the, just for those of you who don't know, we were going to have a stream where it was going to be Strechay, Gimpei, and Hule. All three of us were going to get together. Nice. We were going to do like a chat about assistive stuff. And the irony being that even Gimpei and I had a hard time getting connected, but Strechay was, couldn't get on. But as he pointed out, it wasn't necessarily because he's blind. It's because he was futzing around with his phone as we do. And, I was saying that we almost need, like, you really need two iPads. One to futz around with and try stuff on.
Yeah.
And the other one that is used. That's actually, I'm a genius. That's what I've got set up here, basically. I have a Windows PC that is only used for streaming now. Because I'm scared to touch it for any other reason. Because God knows the hand of Gates will change something. You know what I mean? Like, So,
Are
yes,
you able to see yourself?
I am. Yes. Why?
Your hair is adorable.
Isn't it? It's
It
spectacular,
is.
isn't it? I gave up on my hair a
It
long
is
time
so
ago.
cute. It really makes me think baby orangutan.
It does it. It has that.
It's so cute.
It does have a baby orangutan look to it. I like it. Um, my hair has become so much just something that I don't deal with at all in any way. That the other day, I think I posted a question about about the iron. I think I did something about the iron, and the number of responses that were just pictures of hairbrushes was amazing. People literally just responded with pictures of hairbrushes as if this was some magical invention that I've never heard of before. But I say, dude, I got so little hair. I got the little island of lost hope here. If anything sticks up, I'm happy. You know,
Right.
that I
I
frankly,
don't know about you, but my brush looks like it's made out of my hair.
dude, I'm
Like
scared to
just
shower
yeah.
because I'm gonna block the shower with all the hair falling out. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Or just
Yep.
falling into different positions along my body. Wormhole's dying apparently. Midori Bushi is feeling that right here. Yeah, I mean the hair thing is just this is as close to Joe Flanagan as I'm ever gonna get. Like right here.
I just want you to know, I'm not mocking you. It is adorable.
Mock me
So
away.
just saying.
Yeah, that's good. I think
No,
you
I'm not.
really
No,
nailed it
I'm
though
not.
with the baby orangutan look. It really does look like that.
Yeah. If you put up a picture of you and then you brought up a baby orangutan right now, people would see it. It would be.
Yeah, that was like I just think I just did Jerry Lewis as a baby orangutan. That's a weird combo right there.
Nice.
Yeah, you know that's gonna get clipped.
See, Captain Catherine, it's very cute.
When I worked
See?
at Walt Disney World,
She
I
knows.
once recognized Joe Flanagan from his hair. Well, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense.
Nice.
Which one is Disney World? Is that the one in California?
No, Florida.
Florida. I've never been to the Florida one. I've only been to the California one. Yeah, I see. Florida is Disney World. California is Star Wars World. What is it? What's the difference? I never know the difference.
I think Disney World has like Epcot Center and all
Oh,
that.
that's the big giant one, right? Do they have all the Star Wars stuff as well there, though? I mean, I'm assuming they must.
I think so. My niece goes there with her fiance once a year.
I'd like to. Well, let me say this: the first time I ever went to the first time I'd ever been to Disneyland, I was 44 years old, and I was taken for my birthday.
Interesting.
Yeah, taken for my birthday. My son was 4. I was 40. He always reminds me that he's 40 years younger than me. And it was an absolutely magical, fantastic experience. Loved it. Absolutely
Really?
loved it. Yeah, it was like, it truly was. They have mastered customer relations and like the lineups were no hassle. What I discovered there was that the problem is not lining up. The problem is thinking that you're going to somehow get usurped a position in a lineup. But their lineups are so well organized that you know how long it's going to be. They always overestimate a little bit, so you're always like, oh, it was only 25 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, instead of 30.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Like, that kind of stuff. They were just so smart about that. We were also very lucky in that a little friend of mine, I don't know if you know his name, Guillermo del Toro, is a member of this secret club in Disney. And he booked us a table at the secret club in Disney. I can't remember what it's called now. It's like Club 30 or something. It's called something crazy. Jane knew all about it. I'd never heard about it. And you go literally behind the scenes of Disney World, but not like the seedy underbelly. This beautiful like 50-star hotel, the restaurant, and with impeccable service, and the waiters will come out and tell you stories about the first people to work at Disneyland and what it was like, what Disney was like when he used to come in here. And it was extra. I have a hat somewhere. Jane was in awe. I was like, oh, this is really cool. I had no idea it was quite as exclusive as it was, but we had the most truly magical time there. And of course, a big part of that being, the magical Guillermo del Toro, of course. So
Wait, they call it the magical world of Disney too. Coincidence?
True.
I don't know.
The magical life of Hewlett. That's what I call it. I am very fortunate.
Now,
I don't forget that.
You said when you watch like Minecraft, you throw up, or at least you
Yeah.
feel like you're gonna throw up.
Yeah.
Did you like throw up on the teacups and
I can't do the
Dumbo
spinny.
ride?
I can't do the spinny things because I do get sick. I can do the roller coasters. I love the roller coasters. They're great. What I can't do, which is unfortunate because there's more and more of them now, are these virtual rides where they put a screen up and they pretend to, like that.
Okay.
I am heaving everywhere. I went to Harry Potter World, which was, I gotta say, I was disappointed. I just felt it felt like it just felt like it was trying too hard. It was not as well organized as the Disneyland in my case. But I did enjoy the Transformers ride though. But it didn't feel like a theme park. It felt like a bunch of rides, if that makes sense. It felt like a bunch of rides and a bunch of shops. Disneyland felt like Disneyland. Like it felt, it felt cool. Not cool.
If I went on a roller coaster, did you ever watch Star Wars? And then at the end, Han Solo comes in and shoots Darth Vader's TIE fighter.
Yeah.
And it goes spinning off into space.
Is that
that would be my skull on any ride. It would just go pop and fly
that's
off.
right. You'd have to you'd have to you'd have to have a lot of clamps.
We'd have to clamp me in.
To clamp the crap out of you to get you on one of those rides. I don't know that
Just
you'd enjoy it anyways, frankly.
move.
I don't think,
No.
I just don't know what joy you'd get out of that anyways. I think you would enjoy the food because it's just really great, crappy food. Like, just, chorizo.
Yeah.
And there was, I couldn't get over it. People would walk around with like turkey legs and stuff like stuff I'd never seen. It was so American. They also had the best stores. You could buy like lightsabers and Lego and all. It was,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yep.
You gotta have money though. I mean, you gotta have money.
I always get a Baby Yoda when my niece goes there. So Guillermo del Toro.
I'm
and
sorry.
And he is kind of the muckety muck at Disneyland. Did you know that the person walking around pretending to be the Mandalorian has an incredibly intricate Baby Yoda that is in his bag?
Really?
And pops its head up and says stuff.
Oh, really?
It doesn't talk, but it
is that
coos
at Disneyland or Disney World
people.
or what the?
I don't know. I don't know, but I need it. I need it so much.
You don't need more. You're gonna turn into that guy who's got no room because he's just got. Because every time someone thinks of you, they buy like Baby Yoda. You know that every time I do an AI, I describe you as past Baby Yoda, basically. That's how I put you in all.
For me.
Like the three Amigos robots that I did for the thumbnail the other day. I described. I said for Joe Strachey, I was like tall, fit, with cable long hair, and then for you, I was like Baby Yoda robot, and then for me, I can't remember what I put for me. Oh, I put
Jerry Lewis.
I put Stargate Dr. Rodney McKay. Only
Gosh.
I think I said only younger and thinner. I think that's what I put in.
Try Baby Orangutan next time.
Next time I'm going to go Baby Orangutan. You know what? We should. Okay, I need to get an image for me to capture that I'll use as an input for.
Let's do it. And James Gurney's right. I do want to, have the music playing. Dun, dun,
there you go.
dun,
I got it.
Dun,
So
dun, dun, dun.
I'll just capture that little bit. I'll use that screen grab as the input to the AI Midjourney image generation. And don't get mad at me. I'm not apologizing about using AI art anymore. Forget it.
You should not. They can suck it.
I'll tell you though, what I tried to record the other day for you, because you would have found it freaking hilarious. I didn't realize it wasn't recording sound. It was only recording the video when I did the video capture on my iPhone. But I tried to record the process of opening Discord, going to Midjourney bot, and typing in a prompt as if, so that if I was you, the process for you to go and do this, right?
Okay, yeah.
Using just voice control. It was fucking hilarious. Because it all goes, I just kept getting thwarted at every step. Every step. It was it took me I think I'd got to 15 minutes before I managed to get it to actually type input and prompt to start the prompt. At which point it couldn't spell your name. It refused to spell your name. So whenever I would correct it, and then I'd move to the next word, and it would autocorrect. So you'd have to go back and try to do it again. It was insane. Like, I just feel like, again, I love that they're trying to do this. I think that's fantastic. But Jesus, there's got to be a better way.
I wonder if it uses a similar wording style as Dragon, because if I had that problem, I'd say correct that, and it would choose the last thing I tried to input, and then I would say spell that, which would switch to, and then I'd say Gimpy, India, Mike, Papa, Yankee, Gimpia, Gimpy.
Wait a second,
like
they
that.
don't have
or golf.
Do they have Dragon speaking for the iPhone or for the iPad?
I don't know. I do not know.
I'm going to just pull this up here.
I can't believe I thought. Yeah.
No, go.
The
Talk,
military alphabet for G is Gimpy. That would be cool.
I eventually got to the point where I was trying to type in letters. But even that, it gets screwed up. It goes like C, and it starts typing SEE, and you're like, no, and then it types no, and then you're like, go back, and then it types go back, and you go undo that. Like it never stopped. It was embarrassing. I
called her an F face, and then she's like, I don't respond to that kind of
Really?
talk.
I can't get a response out of that. I keep activating Alexa by accident. I've just done it again. Nope. So she's not listening.
Yeah, golf.
Okay, let me see if I can do this. I'm going to pop in a list here. So I think this list works. No, you know what? Let me get the list from somewhere else. I'm going to just throw in my mailing list link because I want people to do that because I think that's going to be. You should start.
The Nick. It's really good.
What was that?
The Nick was talking about dropping Disney Plus, but you can watch Gargoyles on there, old stuff.
There's some old
Andor is
stuff.
fantastic.
See,
you don't like Andor?
This is where you and I have. See, we differ. You have a love for Star Wars that I don't have. I just don't. I loved those first 3 movies, and I've never had the magic come back. For the Mandalorian for a little bit to start, I guess, but Andor I found too slow. It was too slow. It was like it was trying to be all cool, and I was like, no.
I like it.
I'm sure it's great. For some reason, I just don't have the time for it. Like, I just don't feel like. Maybe I've grown up, Gimpy G. Maybe I'm just an older man.
Ugh, that's disgusting.
What a horrible thing.
Don't get it on me.
Shut up. You got old. That's the problem. You got old. All right, let me see if I can find this link.
Okay.
You think I'd have this better organized, but okay. Copy link. Here you go. Copy link address. I'm just going to pop this in the chat. So this is the mailing list, which I think everyone should sign up for. Because I'm gonna try to do some little updates as we go along. I think it was Mark Lapointe yesterday. I think it was Mark yesterday who said like don't do single mailings for ideas. Do a little selection of things that you want to send out. Don't overwhelm people with too many of them. But I would like to get to a point where I am so organized that I can put out I'm not going to stop. I'm going to set my targets low. Adjusting expectations. I would say like once a week, it would be nice for a little newsletter thing to go out that just says, these are 4 cool things that I've watched, seen, learned, burnt, destroyed, broke this week that I feel could be of some inspiration or use to people, in their lives type thing. So,
speaking of science, have they dropped the Big Bang Theory now? Because of like the way, well, at least as an initiating event, like there's probably they're thinking,
there was some debate about
the universe
that,
contracts. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take my old-fashioned pencil and I'm going to write Big Bang Theory as one of the things that we're going to look into. Big
and question mark. Gotcha.
Theory, and then I'm going to put a question mark because I do what I'm told. Yeah, there was a few things that have come up. Things like, as hideous as this sounds, BiPup might jump on this one, but it's the pig implants, where you get parts replaced in humans, but they just come from pigs, and what they have to do that. I didn't know this, but it would be better if we used like monkeys and stuff. Maybe not monkeys, but specific. And James could correct me if
Torchwood
I'm wrong.
was
The
fantastic.
sense I get is that, using primates would be better because they're more similar to us. But we use pigs because as a society, we are already more used to the
It's
idea
more
of using
accepting.
them. Exactly. There you go. So, but as a result, we've had to do all of these fancy genetic things to try to make them suitable for transplant. But so I thought there's some interesting stuff there. The other one was, I want to discuss this more than we did the other day, but is this idea of, using social media tools like TikTok and addictive games like oh Jesus, how do you say it? Something Impact? Genshin Impact? Jensen Impact?
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Baz
That
plays
Genshin Impact.
Yeah, James is saying, why bother with primates? Just start rounding up orphans. That's basically, that's...
My brother was in prison for 25 years, and I know a lot of those guys don't need all their organs.
could have tested on them.
I'm just saying.
But it's interesting that societal beliefs are what are holding us back on some of that stuff. I mean, but there's that guy in China who got in trouble for basically going, you know what, let's just try this little genetic engineering. The other thing I want to talk about with that aspect of stuff, genetic engineering stuff, is that apparently the go-to means of genetic engineering stuff now, they're saying is called, was it base pairing? Something like that? What was it called?
Dr.
Base
Gertie,
editing. Is it
Gertie.
base editing, James? Is that what they're talking about? Instead of cracking open the whole DNA and having it reassemble, which has potential issues, you use this base editing technique where you're just basically trying to replace, like you replace a T for a C or a C for a T or whatever it is, that kind of stuff. So base pair editing. Thank you. Now, how do I say that? Is it
Right.
Therion Pyrus? I'd go with Therion Pyrus. Yeah, it's CRISPR, but it's a slightly less. I don't want to say it's probably a more complicated system, but it's a more fine-tuned system. Instead of like cracking open the entire double helix and having it reform with a puddle of chemicals that proteins that you're hoping it'll take up, they use this base editing system, which is, as I say, just I don't know exactly how it works, but it changes the can actually change the what is it called? They're called. Do you know?
Gene?
What are the terms?
What?
What are the bases called? I mean, I guess they're called bases, but they're
Chromosomes.
But the bases are it's a certain type of. This is. We have to talk about this with James because he knows. I'm just making.
You mean like the chemicals, the nucleotides?
Yeah, they're called something. Are they nucleotides? Is that what it is?
That's what I was thinking.
It is nucleotides. Look at that, James R. Gurney.
In under the wire.
Dr. James R. Gurney, professor, has spoken. Yeah, so the idea is that the base editing is actually just changing those bases instead of trying to sort of pull it all apart. So that's kind of cool.
When you went in for your colonoscopy, did they ask if you would want to pull the plug if something went awry?
I think you have to sign something. I know there is some. There is something you have to sign. I don't think it's relating specifically to that. But I feel like there was some kind of legal paperwork before I went into the Twilight Zone that I had to sign.
When I went in for the kidney stuff in August, they're like, "Do you want us to keep you alive by artificial means?" And I'm like, yeah. And I want those means to be on a battery backup, and I want that to be on a generator.
Yeah, and I want that to be a giant freaking robot invading other countries.
I said, yeah. If you have any pigs in the basement that you're doing experiments on, I want my brain transplanted into one of those.
Damn right. I want one of those cute little primates with my brain in it. Thank you very much. Captain Catherine makes a really good joke that it always comes back to colons and cannibals with us.
It does.
It's the way we work, or even cannibals' colons, which probably aren't in good shape because I can't imagine that's good for you. All right. I got to wrap up because I feel myself fading. I can only imagine how you're feeling.
Yep.
2 hours and 20 minutes?
You never brought up a picture of a baby orangutan.
Oh, no, I paused.
I feel like we need one.
I posed for it. I'll bring one up for you. You don't have to whine.
But can't you put one up on screen, like right next to your melon?
I will now. Just if you're gonna whine about it, I'm gonna. Of course, I gotta do that now. Like well, I'm gonna be. I don't be the guy.
And then show it to Jane.
The guy who's
that's hilarious.
pissed off the guy in the wheelchair. I don't want to be that guy.
I want to be that guy, or let him down.
How
even
do you
worse.
spell orangutan?
Ooh,
it's a difficult one. It's got weird.
It's
got U's in weird places. Okay, so, ooh, I don't look like that. Do I? No,
a baby one.
I was gonna say I need baby in there because right now I'm just it's it's this just lush long. I'm actually jealous of these older orangutans' hair.
So confused on what's going on.
What? Sorry, what did you miss? What was that? Oh,
I have been in and out of it this entire time. I have no clue what's going on.
oh, you don't want to. It's just bad.
Okay.
It's all
Can you see
bad.
David's hair? Wait, come down a little bit, David. You're too high up in your chair. Anyways, he looks like
You mean I've got too much hair?
Little baby orangutan. Yeah.
I'm trying to find the right picture that will truly. Well, that's pretty good. Let's try that one. What about that? Well, that's pretty good. All right, let's try this one. Let's see how this works. What? Oh, no. I pulled up a story about a critically endangered baby. Ah.
That's okay.
I don't want that. All right, let's see if I can.
Don't show the story.
Okay, I'm not going to show the story. I'm going to show the picture. But now I got to figure out you're messing with my system. How do I even do this? I don't know. Me sharing Chrome.
I don't know either.
Does that do it? Me sharing Chrome. I feel like that could work. Let's have a look at the source.
It should.
Where are you? There you are. Okay, done. And I'm going to show that.
I'm so glad you're doing this. You're going to be a great streamer.
So I got to somehow get myself next to that. I have to sort of tab this down. I have to use my superpowers to pull this down into shape.
That guy's hair looks like the same as mine.
You've got the same
That's
hair?
it.
Man, you got to get that.
That is exactly it. Oh my God.
I can't get my tongue that thin.
Oh my God. It's perfect. It's so perfect.
There was another one. Let me see if I can find the other one. There was another good one.
Oh shucks, this is good.
Let me see if that baby orangutan. I thought that was pretty good. I gotta say, where's my baby? That wasn't it. Where is it? Where's it gone?
Oh man,
I can't get over this one. Okay, wait a sec. Open image in new tab. Will that do it? Look at that face. Come on. Look,
it's hilarious.
That blissful happiness.
Oh my God, that is you.
Look, because they don't have lips either. They don't have lips. You know, apparently my dad says I have a condition. Apparently there's a family, I don't know what it's called, but apparently there's like some condition where you literally, as you get older, your lips disappear.
Really?
Eventually I'm going to look like Beaker. Or even this guy right here. Look at that. I think if I had one goal in my life, it's to be as happy as that orangutan.
Oh my, that's a screen grab there, people.
Nothing bad is ever going to happen to you if you're that happy. I feel sometimes
God.
At times I feel like I have that happiness. Like there's certainly a part of, I have the gratitude in that photo, I think. Like I feel truly. I'm trying to get my head to tilt.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, so you can just do I call it modeling, basically. That is the goal, is to be happy. I think that's it. I think if someone says, what is your goal? It's that. It's that guy right there. It's that little guy right there.
To be happy as that little fella right there.
As happy as that little fella right there. I don't want to know the story behind them. They probably find out like that's, lost all of its parents and it's the last living half hairless, anyways. Hi, David and chat. Hello, Brian Brew. Brian Brew. Is there a Brian? Brian Brew. Welcome, Brian Brew. Captain Catherine says that I'm 100% right, I think is what she's saying. Mr. Clean Tracy says it's very cute. Moments of happiness between times of contentment is the goal. Yes, I think that's it. Well put. Well put, I say.
Dude, 95 viewers, bro.
What? See? That's what happiness does. That is what happiness does. Well, I have no idea what success is on streaming. What are good numbers? Like 95 people just feels I picture like a very empty convention room and me answering questions.
Fewer than 1% of streamers get 50 viewers.
Really?
So, yes.
Wow.
So we are in the top 0.25
and it has only taken us. It has only taken us 5 years. That's amazing.
No problem.
It's you. It's you and your cute little orangutan face. That's what it is.
It's true.
I got to figure out how
to... This puts us over the top.
I think that picture is going into every single Midjourney prompt that I've got now. Right?
And
you know,
I'm really curious what Jane thinks. Just, see if she gets the similarity or...
Jane married me.
Because you look like a cute little monkey. Maybe that's why.
I think when I was growing up, I thought you had to be grumpy all the time because that was cool, that happy was stupid.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I'm now beginning to wonder, I think maybe happy is smart or smarter. You know what I mean? Like the ability to be able to be happy, I think is something that, I don't think it's that weird thing. I think I think we've got a lot of this life stuff wrong. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like our goals, our expectations, the things that are important. I feel like we've got a lot of them wrong because I got the wrong way, but this way. That is the face that only, there you go. Happy is better for your heart health. Yeah, I'm sure. God knows what I've done. The Greek streamer Unboxaholics have 20,000 on Twitch. Woo! Yeah, but they're like professional. They're like professional streamers, right? They're not like hacks like us.
Yeah, when I was on Moist Critical, that was 20,000 plus people.
Wow. Did you see a bump in that? Did you see? Oh, I guess you didn't have a channel then, though, did you?
Yes.
But you saw a bump.
No, a bump on my end, no. But just me being there bumped it up. So no matter where I go, it goes up. I don't know. I'm just saying.
You're the draw. It's true. You're like a shaved version of our happy orangutan.
Exactly.
Every time I think of you in the bath now because of that damn photo. It's like Lance
I was happy.
Lance sent me this picture of like his first bath in 2 years since James R. Gurney burned down his house.
True.
And
now,
but it's stuck with me like a nightmare.
To be fair,
like a brain worm.
There's no schmenkle in it.
No,
and no feet.
It doesn't need to be. It was just the blissful look of you in the bath is enough to put me off. I haven't bathed since. I've only showered.
And you haven't ate soup since then.
Oh, God, it's the gimpy soup. There's an organization here that feeds the homeless. I wouldn't want to be called the homeless. Would you?
I don't think so. No, that would be bad.
Like, I feel like there should be a better term for that. Maybe there is a better term, and I'm just out of touch.
They call it unhoused down here. Like that's the new term, the unhoused.
I don't know that much. Is that much better though?
I don't know, but I know people need a home.
Yeah, no, it's a weird thing.
I just feel so bad for them.
The home ownership thing is very odd to me because I go like, we've been sold this idea that you've got to own your own home, which
True.
Which I was sold. I mean, one of my lowest points on this planet was post-divorce, post-Stargate. No, was it post-Stargate? No, pre-Stargate. And living, in the basement of the house that I used to live upstairs of. And I've sold my house. I had a house at 17. I had a house at 17 years old. I owned a house. 17? 18. because I was an actor. And you get huge amounts of money when you act. And as a kid, what are you going to do with it? My father bullied me. My father kicked me out of the house at 17 and then bullied me, despite that, a year later.
Getting your own house.
Into buying another house, into buying a house. And I resented it immensely. But when I sold it 13 years later for less than I paid for it, yes, Hewlett's could lose money doing anything. I really felt a sense of failure. Like that I didn't because I was renting. But the reality is renting makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. I should have rented all the way through my teens and into my probably 30s. I probably should have rented.
For me, that wouldn't work because we have to do so many changes to make the house work.
Yes.
That
That does make sense. For me, I was traveling all the time. I was not traveling because I owned a house. I was anchored by that house. Now, that said, when it came to moving to LA, I sold the house, and that's money I probably wouldn't have had otherwise, because I can't imagine I would have saved that money. I have a feeling I would probably own a lot of little happy orangutans, or at least robots that did similar things, or have a really nice stereo, or a cheesy car that was now out of date. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm not good at saving, so the house was a wonderful nest egg for getting me set up in LA. But I do feel like there's an awful lot of focus on people have got to be able to buy their own houses, and I'm just like, I guess.
Well, they've raised rents so high that it's actually higher than a.
But rents, I agree with.
So.
Rents, I do think people have got to be able to afford to live in a city, otherwise otherwise the city's going to die. You know what I mean?
City won't have people
I understand that,
there.
but I don't understand them having to own the house. Is my thing.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And by they, I mean me as well. Like I feel like I own a house because it's been ingrained in me since I was born that you either own a house or you're a loser. Basically, that was my father's take on it. Basically,
I never felt that. I just feel like I feel comfy and cozy, and all my memories are here, and things I've done I associate with the house. I'm almost positive I have something. If it's not some kind of autism, because if going out of the house, not, and then I feel more comfortable in my place, in my house.
Well, also the less you do it, right? The less you go out, the less you want to go out.
Yeah.
I mean, we very quickly find our comfort zone and don't want to leave it. I think I think it's got to be even more so with in your situation, but I know. I
think there's so many people like me stuck in their house. Dude.
Yeah,
like not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody! Oh, could you put up the link to Hanif or Hanif, or how do you spell that guy's name? The writer that got paralyzed.
Oh yeah, what happened with him? Is
unbelievable.
I think he's getting better a bit though, isn't he?
No, he's been in the hospital for over a week. And if you read the new stuff, it's like, oh my God. Like his head got between the wall and his bed, and it took a couple hours for somebody to find him, like the nurse to come in.
What?
Oh,
are you?
The guy
kidding?
Can write like a beast.
Oh, he's good. So he's writing up how is he writing it, by the way?
What's he using to write it? I've tried to ask him, but he doesn't say.
What is his name? Hanif. I forgot his name again.
Hanif
Qureshi. Yeah. My
Qureshi.
Beautiful Laundrette. God, amazing film.
But
what's the best way? What's the best news source for him? Would you say? Well,
I don't know, but they need to go to his Twitter because it's unbelievable.
All right, okay.
He's writing every day about the accident that he had that made him quadriplegic, and then what he's experiencing. And this is real time. It's not him reflecting back after a year of some kind of rehab. It's exactly at the time.
I am very aware that you're here, dog. I am very aware. I know because you just hit me in the crotch and in the arm. So now she's sulking.
Aw.
Just be a happy little primate. do the little
You know what would be awesome?
here's the
That
link.
monkey riding your dog, or that orangutan. That'd be good.
There you go. I guess that'll be the that'll be my attempt at
Thanks,
AI
James.
art. Uh, oh, damn it. James beat me by like literally 1 second. All right. I bought a house thanks to my parents' help, but the interest rate today are making my wallet cry. Yeah, no, the interest rates have gone up. So we were, thanks to crazy amounts of money poured into mortgage payments and paying down mortgage payments over the years, we were getting close on our house. And then we did some renovations and we borrowed some money to do the renovations. And unfortunately, the renovations didn't start for almost a year. And during that
Yeah.
year, interest rates went from basically nothing to what they are now. So, bit frustrating, but you have to do it. You gotta
Did the
make the
nieces
changes you
go to
need.
college?
They did, and now they're apparently eyeing the basement.
I thought that was the purpose.
The whole purpose was for them to, well, it wasn't the purpose. The purpose was for them to have an option here. They chose,
Oh, okay.
they felt that they wanted to be more central. And I was like, you have no idea. Like, we're on the subway line, so it's very easy to get around anywhere. But they wanted to be like right down in the thick of it, university stuff. And I was like, you go nuts, but that's all expensive. And or you're living in a room. So the question next year, I think, will be whether they want to live in a room or whether they want to have a place to hang. I'm happy for them to live somewhere else. I love them.
No,
But
yeah.
I'm happy to
That's
have
the
my.
best
I
choice.
like my basement layer, but it was offered up as an option for them, and it is still an option for them. And I'd love to have them if they want to be here, but if they don't, I'm also very happy to have a place for all of my toys.
Are they your kin or are they Jane's kin?
They are my sisters. Yeah,
Oh,
they are my.
well, yeah, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah. So
They,
Jane,
they should go live in the dorms.
Jane. I mean, well, I love them too, but Jane surprisingly actually loves them as well. I mean, like they're
Oh, okay, that's
you
great.
would love them. They are so freaking funny. They're better at insulting me than anybody. Like they are merciless in their mockery of me. And
That's a
yeah, they're really smart too. They're doing kinesiology. I can't even say what they're doing. Kinesthesiology.
kinesiology,
Kinesiology. I don't know why I have to add. I want to add
like the
something to it.
study of movement.
It feels like it should have more syllables. So say it again.
Kinesiology,
Kinesiology.
like,
See that's easy.
yeah.
Kinesiology. But I always want to add something to it. So I always want to be like theology.
Alabajima.
Yeah, exactly. I want to make it more complicated. If I was going to school, I'd take kinesthesiology, not just kinesiology.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
There's where the money's going to be,
I think
too.
so. In a made up job. All right, I gotta go.
Yeah, we're tired.
I love you all. You're wonderful. I'm going to bed. Actually, I'm not going to bed. I think I'm going out again tonight. Jane's got us booked like every night this week. It's horrifying.
Okay, keep the monkey hairdo. Get out there, get people started. We want this to be the new style.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'll pull it up again for us. So we have a choice. It's like that.
Oh, this was
But
the
that's not
funnest
as
thing
happy.
ever.
That's not as happy. It's just not as happy. I don't think you can beat that.
You need to use that as the thumbnail for this video.
I
if
think
you
you're gonna
bring
have
it
to.
over.
I'm gonna have to do that
Yeah.
and somehow do something with AI with it. Or not even. Just do the two of us together. Maybe that's all you need.
Oh, that's so. Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
Someone should just do a show about that. That little if you could animate that, I'd be all over that.
I just.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, when I saw your hair, I just instantly saw.
No, I think you
Baby,
got it.
like-
I think you got it. I think it's something to do with like the way the headphone just does the
It's making it stick straight up. Yeah, it really works.
Yeah, I need bigger
Okay,
eyes though. I've
everybody.
got little eyes, but I have for once in my life I'm next to a picture of someone who's got slightly smaller lips than I do.
Yeah,
nice.
that's nice.
That's nice. Yeah. All right. Get out of here. Everybody, thank you very, very much. That was an insane number of subscriptions and wonderful chats, and I appreciate it very much.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
I do want to hear more about DEF CON, so maybe pop onto the Discord and say hi there. I'm in such a good mood now. I'm going to say thank you to Cal. Thank you, Cal.
Wow.
Yeah. I picture Cal.
Thanks.
I think Cal right now is probably as happy as our little friend over here. Yeah. I think she's just basking in the glow of my attention. I think, which is going to give her that kind of.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. Cal, gross. Gross. Thank you, Cal. Cal and I have to talk about videos at some point because we're supposed to be doing
editing.
We're supposed to be making
We
videos.
need an editor.
No, she won't edit. She won't do it.
Well, then she needs to capture one and give it to us.
We need to capture an editor live. But it can't be so. It's not. I don't want anyone. Like I feel like I need to hire someone. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I need someone that can go like, no, that's wrong. Do it again. Instead of like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like I don't want to get into that. I think we actually
we'll go on Fiverr.
There needs to be some money involved, and I need to hire a small happy orangutan like this, who could just randomly edit it, like just literally just bang the keys until something comes out that's good. So, all right, what is this? So you do need me? No, Cal, I needed you. I was trying to talk Cal into doing. I was trying to talk her into doing editing, and she would. But apparently, VibePup. Maybe we get VibePup to do it.
Do you think he would?
I just kind of haven't talked in a while.
What do you think, VibePup? Would you? You have some interest in editing, don't you?
Yeah.
But again, with VibePup, I don't feel like I could yell at VibePup. Can I go? Like, don't I need someone who I can yell at? Faster, more editing now. Like
more editing.
I have to be like a boss. Make more cuts.
We need a swipe cut. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I don't think I could be mean to VibePup. I could try, but I don't think.
I'm just so amazing.
But VibePup, what's your deal? Are you still streaming and stuff? Is that something you're still interested in, or?
I'm not streaming as much just because I'm doing a lot of other things at once with school and stuff.
Oh, really? What's eating up all your time right now?
School, gaming, and texting friends. Because I don't want to be gaming while, like, texting friends and stuff.
Right. So you text friends separately than gaming. Can't you just game with them? Baz just games with them, and you hear shouting and yelling at each other the whole time.
I don't want to game with some of my friends because they say a bunch of offensive stuff. Not trying to be offensive, just like jokes.
Yeah, you know what? Baz said the same thing. Baz was worried just because he just didn't know what they were going to say, which I understand because I don't know what I'm going to say most of the time.
Yeah.
I got
Mandy,
that much.
Join Discord.
So Mandy got into editing that much. I bought Final Cut Pro. Wow. Yeah, I was doing Final Cut Pro for a while, and then Apple dropped the ball, so I bailed and went to Premiere Pro, which I like. I loved Final Cut Pro 10. I got so into that. I don't even know where to start now because it's been so long. But I went to Premiere because I just felt like that was where the industry was. I didn't feel like Final Cut Pro was getting the support that it needed to work. So, what is the Discord link? There's a great question. What is the Discord link? I wonder how we would get that. DaVinci Resolve.
Exclamation point Discord.
Is that what it is? Is that how you do it?
I don't know. I just made that up.
I'm going to just try to do it, and then by the time I try to do it, I'm sure James will have already figured it out. That's usually how it works. See? James got it! Told you! There you go.
Yay, James!
Hey, James, what happens when you type in James Gurney? Gotta give James his own promotional
We'll
stuff.
see if he changed it.
Has he changed it? I don't think so. I don't think.
What's the other thing that
He's
Adobe
been too busy
does?
being brilliant.
Like there's Adobe.
They have a million. They have Photoshop. They
Premiere.
have Premiere. They have After Effects, which I love. Oh my God, After Effects are so good. One message was deleted by the moderator already.
Somebody tried to make a link, and just didn't have permission.
Oh, I see. Okay. I can't change it. I'm not a mod. Well, yes, you are, James. Aren't you a mod?
Wait, if he wasn't a mod, how's he making links?
Yeah, wait a second. James, you're seriously not a mod? I just assumed he was a mod.
Wait, he should be, though, because he
could
should have a sword
blame Cal for that.
next to his name.
That's
yeah,
true.
he's just a VIP.
I think that's just Cal being mean then. Yeah. You can't mod people either? Only you, it's only me? Well, that's why that's why this stream sucks. It's up to me.
Say, then if it should just be up to you, because then some guy could just come in and just start modding a bunch of his friends. And then
isn't that
like
what
you trust the guy and you trust a guy and then he like mods a bunch of your friends and then
so bam. I could just ban Cal right now.
Yeah.
No.
But don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Wait.
Not without our permit. Ooh, wait a second. So James, you can give permission to do links? I think you can do that. Cal's begging to be banned. Is that Cal, if that's what's gonna make you a happy little orangutan like our photo here, then I would ban you. But I think you need us. I think what is it? So someone said your wounds fit our teeth. All right, mods need
so many
rules.
Really creepy things.
What was that?
So many creepy things like the ox and the sparrow for trickle down theory, and then your wounds fit our teeth.
You know where I get most of these from? Is from the writer Crow Scratch, who wrote an amazing series of books called the Tales from the Haunted Library. Fantastic. You should check them out. How many people are involved with this stream? That is a good question. How many people are involved in the stream? Rapidly dwindling numbers, I'm sure, as I slowly fade. All right, get out of here. Cal, you're distracting
Let's hit it.
Cal, we love you. James R. Gurney, always appreciate your giant wisdom. Gimpy G, best co-host ever. And Vibe Pup, even when silent, I feel your disapproving approval. So thank you for being here.
My brain has not been working this stream.
No, not well. You've heard me talking. Neither's mine. We will talk again soon. All right. Let's hope Barnacles is back up again this week. He hasn't got his YouTube channel back yet, though, has he?
I don't know.
Barnacles,
he has.
Our friend Barnacles got hacked, and they deleted his YouTube channel, but not before posting some pro Elon Musk thing or something, wasn't it? He got his email back. Well, if he got his email back, couldn't he get his... Oh, no, he can't, of course, because they probably changed the email on it, right?
No, I think I read he said they've got... Oh, maybe that's somebody else.
He's got the channel back, just not fully restored yet. Oh, okay, well, that's good.
Oh.
At least it's back, but oh my God, that's all he needs is something else to freaking worry about.
I know, and he's such
I worry about these platforms.
Guy.
It's one of the reasons why I'm doing the mailing list, is I worry about these platforms. Like... If I was Barnacles, I would want a freaking mailing list that I could just send a link out to everyone and say like, hey guys, look, we just got hacked. This is ridiculous. Here's where my next post will be. Right?
Gotcha.
But these platforms own everything. We got no, like, if Twitch goes down, I'm not doing live Twitch chats anymore. I guess I could go to YouTube. In fact, I end up posting everything on YouTube afterwards anyways. If people want to watch that, just go and check them out. I've got years of these things posted on YouTube. But if that got deleted, I mean,
it'd be so psychologically damaging.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of... God, now I'm nervous. Like, although I've got to say, I set up a system a while ago that dumps it to Odyssey, if I remember correctly. I think...
Is that the one where you could get coins or something?
Yeah, it was like a crypto-based... It was a crypto-based YouTube type thing. And they have a live streaming thing as well now. It could be interesting to just go on. And the advantage about that is basically that it's your platform. Like, it's your thing.
Yeah.
Well, I say that. Is it? I don't know that it is.
I've never been there.
Yeah, I'd have to look into it. I mean, I don't know. Yes, Layer Cake Dev. Good point. YubiKey. Yeah. Well, funny you should mention that. Right there. Yeah, I've got a YubiKey as well. I just have it on... but what are you going to do? You're going to get a YubiKey for every single account you have. You can't. I think I've been smart. We'll see. But I have a YubiKey for key accounts. And I also have, like, what I should probably do is start using multiple Gmail accounts, because I do worry about Gmail. Yeah, I mean, could you imagine having one for every account? That'd be insane. But at the same time,
it'd be awful.
I have LastPass, and LastPass got hacked. And what's more frustrating than the hack is the fact that they're not telling us what the hell's going on. So my only recourse is to switch. So I've been literally going through all of my passwords, changing them. I did a count, and I have over 900 passwords between myself, my wife, and my son. And we have to change each freaking one of those by hand, which is insane. So
make it easier. Make them all
the same
and
one
word. Maybe just your birthday.
You know what? I think I'm just gonna go with like Happy Monkey.
Yeah.
What could go wrong? Happy Orangutan.
Happy Orangutan 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Nobody will figure that out.
SM Barbora has just said one of my favorite quotes, which is, "The cloud is not magical. It's just other people's computers." Like, it's literally, you're just storing your stuff on someone else's computer. That's what cloud computing is, just so people know. All right, I'm out of here. Orangutan for life. That would be good. I like that. I love that I'm getting suggestions for passwords now. Everyone's going to get in there and just like start trying them on everything. You know. If you attach things to your phone and have them text you when you go to switch your password, that helps. Yeah, I mean, I have two-factor enabled on just about everything that's of importance. But even then, I don't entirely trust that either. I mean, that's why I went with the YubiKey thing. And I feel like I may have to get more YubiKeys because well, here's a question for people, for nerds who in the know. Are there cheaper than YubiKeys? Like, are there knockoff ones that I could get that aren't as expensive? Because the YubiKeys are expensive, Wormhole 42, enjoy your dinner. And I'm going to go enjoy my dinner because I got to figure out what I'm doing because we got to get out of here soon. Yeah. All right. Gimpy G, thank you very much. Five Pup.
Thank you,
cheers.
buddy. It's been great.
To everyone, I will say, be safe, be kind, be brilliant, be happy, little orangutans. Cheerio.
True.
And huzzah!
And huzzah, everybody.
And then I'm going to hit end stream,
Bye.
and everyone's going to get on with their lives without me. Cheerio.